Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome.
Oh my goodness, it's Vickyville and Scrappy Boy Sean. We're so happy that you are with us this morning. As you can see, Dave is not here. We miss Dave so much.
We miss you, Dave. I hope you're watching.
Yes, and he went home to visit his mom. It's been about a year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah.
And so we're so happy that he gets to fly home and see his mom. And if any of you follow him on Facebook, you saw the picture he posted with his mom. And I thought how cool, he looks so much like her.
Oh yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
It was
and you know,
cute.
that was one big hug too. One really long hug. I don't think I'd ever let go after a year and a half.
I know.
No.
He was so excited to be there, and I know that we missed him today, and I hope that you guys enjoy just Sean and I.
Yeah.
We're going to try our best.
I have no corny jokes, I'm sorry.
Oh, I have one. Because I told my niece, Paisley, she's 9, and Sean's like, what are you doing? No, I said, Paisley, you have to give me a joke because Dave always has jokes, and so...
She got a joke from a 9-year-old.
I have a joke. Okay.
I hope you like it.
So, what do you call someone with no body and no nose, Sean?
Nobody, I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Oh no.
Sorry. I know, it was bad.
Okay, cut. I'm leaving. Bye.
I tried. I don't have that great of delivery as Dave does.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, yeah. So Paisley said that to me the other day, and I was like cracking up. She cracks me up. She has this really funny humor about her, so.
Adorable. I love that. 9-year-old. That's the same humor as Dave.
Exactly. So that's why I think I'm such a fan of Dave, because I have it within my own family.
That's so funny. I love that.
So how are you doing this morning, Sean?
Doing
How's everything
good.
going?
Everything's going great. I'm excited to be here, like not behind the desk, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's different. Very different.
He's so nervous, and I'm like, you're so good. You're going to do such a great job. I love you being with me here. It's so fun and relaxing. And
well, you and Dave are such naturals on camera. So
I know. Sometimes
I love doing it with my process videos with my hands and stuff. I'm great at that, but
a little behind the scenes, you know, like we have a clock and it counts us down to how much each segment should be. And Dave and I, we're just like, when it says like there's like 2 minutes left, Sean's in the back like, you guys stop. And me and Dave could talk for hours.
Hours.
And he's over there on the side like...
it's not 2 minutes left. It'll say like -3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wrap it up.
Yeah, he's like, wrap it up. And me and Dave are like, what? That it ended? And we had like all this time. So, I know.
If you could see behind the scene bloopers and me going crazy.
Me and Dave were just like, hams, I think, about it. And Sean's like, okay, that was too long. No, but yeah, I know like right now, you know, as I was coming in, I don't know if any of you guys have a double screen, but I know that Prince Philip's funeral was going on this morning.
That was so crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that was
nuts.
What a nice testament. I don't know if any of you are like me, but I love the royal family.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
absolutely
like Diana,
obsessed.
I've watched the wedding, every wedding. I've stayed up all night watching.
Yeah.
So it was just a really honorable funeral this morning. So
the Brits do it right. That's for sure.
Very
especially
classy,
the monarchy.
Yes, and just showing all the old pictures and their love story, because they really were truly in love all those years.
Yeah, it's fun to watch The Crown on Netflix.
Yeah.
You can actually kind of see all of that going on, too.
Right.
I don't know how historically accurate it is. I'm sure it's not 100%, but it's fun. And Denise is actually watching The Crown right now. I think yesterday she was binge watching it. So
oh, was she?
I hope you're loving it, Denise. It's really good.
It is really good. And it shows, you know, a family that, like, gives so much for their country.
Yep.
And I think that's what I love about it too, because I love my country, so I get that.
And everything is spectacular.
Yeah.
The weddings, the funerals, Sunday church, like it's all just
everything
spectacular.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's expensive too.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really, really fun. But just a reminder, if this is the first time you're watching us and you're sitting there going, what are they doing? So welcome. This is Sean and I, and if you're new to, we film these, and if you're new, you could view us on Facebook or YouTube. And if you're here on YouTube, hello, welcome. I love YouTubers. And you please subscribe to our channel, and if you want to see and get those notifications, if you hit the bell, that'll remind you every time we're going to go live, and it's just a really fun way to keep in touch with us and see all the fun and exciting things coming up. And I know there's so many things coming up.
There's so many things coming up.
And we're so excited to share that with you later, but I love all this time, right? Don't you?
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
crafting, and I feel
and
like
being able to do it at home, it's been kind of fun. And I hear
Yeah.
from a lot of people that are doing it that they kind of prefer this over the in-person shows,
Yeah.
which to me is just nuts because I need to be around all these ladies
Right.
and shopping. But I think it's kind of fun for everybody because you don't have to fight to get into the booth
Yes.
to see the vendor doing that amazing demo.
Exactly.
Now everybody's watching the demo just as they were at the show, but they don't have to fight to get in, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that is really
Yeah,
nice.
and you can go back and watch it.
Yep.
I don't know how many things I saw at the show where a vendor was doing it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have everything.
Yeah.
And then I forgot how to use it all
Yes.
because it's been sitting there for a month, or I learned so many other things that weekend, but now you can just go back and watch it.
Exactly.
It's kind of nice.
That is very true. And
Yeah.
I've just received a package yesterday.
Of course you did. I
And
did too.
Yeah, exactly.
Stamping up and stamp anything.
Yes, and I was just like, okay, I remember there was something, and so you just go back on our videos on YouTube, and there's the broadcast as to why I bought it.
Yep, exactly.
There gives you the whole.
You probably got your Sassy and Crafty order,
Yes,
huh?
I did.
too.
Yes,
Yep.
that's exactly, because I was like, what was this again? And it was the heads. They were so cute. That stamp.
The Sending Love card.
Yes.
Oh my god, Mindy Beverly is
Yes,
a
Mindy
genius.
Beverly,
And
oh
she
my
did
gosh.
such a beautiful job. We love you, Mindy. I hope you're watching.
I know.
And Beth with Sassy and Crafty, we love you.
Yes.
But it was just, she's amazing.
But you know, it was the girl faces, and then you could add the hair.
Oh, you got those.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
I
I
was
was-
contemplating. It was in my cart.
Yeah, I did get that, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back and see, like. But it was just so cool, and that's what I love about YouTube is, it's there for you to go back like a library.
Yeah, exactly.
And to, put in whatever company, and then it'll show you like how to color, especially with Stamp anything. I've learned so much.
Yeah, we've got it organized by company, and then also card making or Slimline card making.
Right.
So it's kind of like multi-organized, so you can just click wherever you want.
So I feel really like sitting here by a celebrity because,
Oh,
as you know, Sean has his own stamp set.
Yay!
So what's your most favorite thing about getting to make your own stamps? and
It's
stuff?
so much fun. I'm having a blast with it. I think in the last month I have learned more about artwork and art files and how to edit them than I ever have in my life. I just assumed that the artist that, because I'm not an artist, so I can't draw a stick figure straight, but I assumed that the artist that drew it would just send it to me ready to go.
Right.
With the sentiments and everything ready to go to the stamp company to print. And it's like, nope. They don't know how to do that.
Right.
Not most of them don't know how.
Right.
Stamp Anything does. She does because she does it all for herself. But
She's
most
awesome.
of them don't know how. So I had to learn how to do it all myself. And then I'm like, oh, there's this line that I don't like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to bother the artist to move a line, so I
Right,
learned how to
right.
do it myself. And
That's amazing.
yeah,
That is
it's
amazing.
a lot of fun. And the set that's out right now, the ballet set, it's just adorable. I didn't have to do very many edits to that because it was Stamp Anything. It was ready to go. I just added the sentiments and it was good to go.
Oh, that's so
But my
cute.
next set, I literally had to almost rebuild everything.
So how's your process? How do you figure out what are the next things? Is it
It's so much fun. Okay, so my husband and I, we started doing an old school art board.
That's
so
rad.
yeah, he wanted to do. I was like, well, you just do Pinterest. He's like, I don't use Pinterest. I'm like,
Visually, you
"You're
need
weird."
to see the board. Yeah.
So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got a huge cork board and,
Yep.
and an easel. And I put my little logo at the top of it, Scrappy Boy Stamps, and then him and I sit there and come up with ideas in artboard and print everything until we have it all, and then we write everything down that we want to, convey to the artist so that it's being done correctly,
Yeah.
and every single time it comes back perfect.
Oh my
It's amazing.
gosh, I love
It's
that.
so much fun.
That is such a cool behind the scenes process, and I'm sure
I'll post pictures of it too.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should,
of the artboard,
because,
it's so cool.
I love buying stamps, and I love your
Yeah, me
stamps.
too.
It's just fun to see and hear the back of how people,
How they do
come
it.
up with how they
Yeah.
come up with these
Who
beautiful
knew?
stamps that come in the mail to our house in our hands.
Who knew that
Who
there was
knew?
so much involved in it? I had no
Yeah,
idea. I just
yeah.
assumed it all came from the artist and everything was done, ready to go. Nope.
No, it isn't.
Mm-mm.
That is so interesting. That makes me love my stamps even more.
Yay!
It's so awesome. But today is going to be such an amazing day. We have a wonderful lineup.
We do. We're coming up with Riley & Company next.
I'm so excited. So thank you guys for being here, and enjoy the next segment.
Enjoy. See you soon.
Hi everyone, this is Tanya from Riley & Company. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining me. I have got some really amazing things to share with you today. Brand new things. Two of them are new wood items that we have. And then we are going to talk easel cards and giggling. Yeah, giggling. I'm going to turn you around right now and I'm going to show you our latest wood project that we made. Are you ready for this? This is our latest kit. Isn't that insane? That is our latest kit. It stands about 16 inches high. And it's about 6 inches deep. And are you ready for this? My arms aren't this long, so look at this. Yes, it holds all of your ink applicators. It can also hold your blending brushes. It can even hold your alcohol ink applicators. Isn't that amazing? 3 different shelves. It will hold up to, I think, 56 of these. I'm not quite for sure. But wait, there's more. You ready for this? And it even has a drawer that holds sponges and ink applicator replacements. As I mentioned, this is a kit. And the doors just go back up like this. And it is now on our website. That's where I keep my little ones, up there, in the ink that I use the most often. Isn't that an amazing kit? For only $55. Brand new. I hope you guys love it. But wait, there's more. Do you remember last year? This was our charm of the year. I need to get you guys up in the stand. Hang on just a second. This was our charm of the year last year. And now we have a brand new charm. Is he not adorable? This is our little charm. So 2020, 2021. This is yours. Everybody that has a $75 order gets one free. Free. Isn't this adorable? All right, so today we are going to talk gigglers. And you're like, gigglers? If you saw our last release, you know what I'm talking about. It's our new 4 little funny rolling on the floor laughing images. We have Riley. We have our newest giraffe. We have Benny the bovine. And we have Ricky the raccoon. Now, these have gone over like gangbusters. It is craziness. So, we're going to use them today. I'm going to show you a couple little samples. And then we're going to use them in a little card. I'm going to show you how easy they are to color, and then I'm going to show you how to attach them. This is just a couple of the uses. As you guys know, Riley & Company has about 850 different funny, snarky designs. This is one of our newest ones. Make a wish, then blow out that bonfire. If it weren't for me, you might have been Mom's favorite. True story. And I just raised this one up on a piece of foam. This is with an action wobbler. Is that not adorable? So it's 3D and it moves like it's laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. And there you have it. Isn't that adorable? People have absolutely gone bananas for these. And I hope I have... There's so many different ways that you can use these gigglers. They can be in windows, standing up, so it looks like they're standing up. You can have them literally standing up on one foot, just looks like they're kicking out a leg. Okay? Or you can have them tucked inside a little mermaid outfit. It's a mermoose. Or you can just use it regularly on a card. Lots of different ways to use these. I was just so happy when I saw a bunch of cards that everybody was making out of these. This one's bending over laughing. And the saying is, some mornings it's just best to fill the sink with coffee and stick your head in and suck. It's hilarious. So you can turn them any way and they will work for your cards. So amazing. And when you add the action wobbles to it, it just makes it even funnier. So with that, we're going to go into a card here pretty soon. But I want to talk to you first about easel cards. Now, I have fell in love with easel cards, and I've also fell in love with the Slimline cards. Everybody asks me, do you think it's just a fad? No, 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 no. I think Slimline is here to stay because it gives you options, and those options will never go out of style. But what makes it even better is you can turn it into an easel card. And for those of you that did our make and take for St. Patrick's Day, I believe, you understand. So it's just an easel card like that. So it sits like this. But you can do that with any size card, and I'm going to show you just exactly how easy that can be. So this one was a vertical Slimline. This one we're going to do the same thing with, but look. And now it's an easel card. And Ricky is standing in a puddle of water. Isn't that adorable? And like I said, you can do any card like that. And it's very simple. I'm going to show you how. So here is our newest Mushroom Lane. And we did it 3D, so it's nice in 3D. And watch this. This would be awesome for someone to welcome them to the neighborhood. How fun is that, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how easy this is and how to put it together. We've got this card, let's see, and this card, and I'm going to bring out just a little bit of stuff, put the gigglers away. All right, so what you do is you start out with images, of course, right? Get kind of an idea. The base of your card is the key. So you're going to do just a regular card base. It can be a horizontal A2. It can be a 6x6. It can be a vertical A2. It can be a Slimline that's horizontal. Anything will work. All you have to do is take the top fold over and fold it in half again. That's all you do. And once you fold it in half, make sure you work it the other way as well. That way it makes it easier to bend, okay? And then you just set that aside. You work on your front, which is what we're going to do now, and then we're going to put it together, and you will have a very simple but very difficult looking easel card, and you're going to impress all your friends, and they're going to go, oh, wow, she's so incredible. So what we're going to do to start with, I love a really, really good just sky paper. Okay, we're going to take our zip dry, because I know every one of you out there has zip dry, right? Raise your hand if you have zip dry and tell everybody else how incredible it is. Zip dry is basically just like rubber cement in a bottle, and you only need to go around the outside. The great thing about it and what makes it special is if you accidentally attach something while you're talking, which is what I did, you're going to ruin one of these two pieces trying to get it off when you use a tape runner. Not with this stuff. Watch this. I'm pressing down and it lets me move it while it's wet. See that? Now, did I get glue around the edges? Of course I did. And with any other glue, that would make a mess. With this, watch. I always feel like I'm doing an infomercial. I could do an infomercial for this. This is how much I love this stuff. So now, all my edges are perfectly aligned and I have no glue. But wait, what if I change my mind and I'm thinking, yeah, I really don't want to do this. I think I want a different background instead. If you pull it off within a minute, it all comes off. Look at that. So any of the glue that you have on here, all you have to do is rub. Put your piece of paper back in the drawer and you can change colors out in a heartbeat. But I don't want to. Now that it's been off and on, I do need to reapply it. I will say that doing this off and on makes it a little difficult to move it around the second time. You need to take all the glue off and then start over. So this time, it'll let you move it around a little bit, but not as much as it would the first time because you still have glue on there. All right, so we are set. Keeping in mind that this is just our card fronts. Okay, so let's see, I'm kind of doing this on the fly. So what we're going to do is we are going to make some grass right here. Nope, we'll do some of this too. I got a whole bunches of extra grass, so we're going to color some of our grass real quick. I did throw a couple colored pieces in just to save us some time, but for those of you that watch me color a lot, I don't take a ton of time coloring. I love it, but not on little stuff like this. Just do that. Go off the edges so it colors the edges. All right. Yep, I'm messy when I'm color. It's okay. And we'll just, I'm using 𝐤𝐢𝐭𝐡 Copic for those of you folks that are wondering. Okay, then I'm going to come in with just a little darker of a color, 𝐤𝐢𝐭𝐡. Believe it or not, it is a little darker than the 23. And I'm just going to throw some color in behind. I'm just pulling it in from behind the first blades of grass. And I'll do it on this one too. And you really can't go wrong with the grass because, hey, you know, there is this little piece here, and sometimes we use this grass for kit, and sometimes the scan and cut doesn't cut it all the way down. For those of you with the scan and cut, you know what I'm talking about. But it is a wonderful machine, and you just trim it up like that. All right, so we've got those done. I'm going to throw a little bit so that it kind of matches. I'm going to throw a little bit more of a different color green in here. This is G14. And now I'm done with my grass. So I'm going to show you how, real quick, to color one of the raccoon gigglers. This is him. All right, it only takes a couple 3 grays. If you're a Copic lover, I have C1, C3, C5. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, these are so easy. They're not difficult at all. I'm just going to bring in all my color around the top of his head and around the bottom. I didn't want the focus today to be on coloring. I wanted the focus to be on how to use your stamps and make the different easel cards. So this is going to be real easy. I just put the first coat down. I'm going to take the second coats and come in from the bottom just to make my little shadows. All right, I'm going to bring it around the outside edge here just to give that a little depth, and then I'm going to bring it around the bottom. I'm just thinking of where the shadows would be. Okay, under his arm. All right, there's probably a lighter spot on his head. Okay, and let's see, we're going to take the C5 and we're going to come back in and do the darker. I'm going to do a little bit the shading, but I'm also going to do the darker stripes with my C5. And then just around the bottom, just throw a little bit in there. There's a little circle there and a little shading underneath. You really don't need a ton of colors. I am also going to come up and do this. Just like that. Now I'm going to go back to my C1 and I'm just going to come in and just do circles so it blends everything together. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a second coat on there so it makes it just a tiny bit darker. Now the only thing that I really have to do on here is put a mouth on him. Now the back part of in his mouth is going to be a little bit darker, so we just use a dark pink, R85. You can use any color, really. I just grabbed it. I didn't even look. And a light pink, because there's not that much to it, right? Okay, now if you notice, if you notice, I have got a little bit of gray on my white. I'm going to show you what the 0 is for. A lot of people don't know what the blender is for. One of the uses for the blender is you can literally push the color back out to where it's supposed to be just by pushing it. Get a little bit on the edge and just push it back out. And I kid you not, it literally takes that color and pushes it back out. So when it dries, you won't see anything. Love my 0 blender. I use it all the time. So what we're going to do, oh, we have a duck left. So with the duck, I think I'm just going to put a little bit of gray here and maybe use my YR16 and do his little feet. Right, and his little bill. That's all. Because he's a white duck. White ducks are the easiest one to color, right? So now we're going to go back to our card front and we're going to lay all of this out. I have pre-colored some mushrooms from our gnome dress-up sets. Everybody's going, what is a dress-up set? Oh, that's Riley's line. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put these grasses down. I'm just going to dab along here. And this is to give it something for him to sit on, okay? And put a little bit of glue there. So let's just take the 2 darker pieces. Now you want to bring it all the way to the bottom. In there. And there's that one. I'll put another one right here. And there's that. There's that. And I only glue the bottom parts of them. If you can see that, I only glue the bottom parts. Whoops. See, that was a little high, and because it had zip dry on it, I could just move it down while it's still wet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little guy, and we are going to put him rolling on the ground laughing, right? With this. This is an action wobble. They've been around for quite a while, but the gigglers are absolutely perfect for these action wobbles. All they do, and you can find them on our website, we have them now. There is a mini size and there's a large size. The large sizes don't fit any of ours. They're actually in a kit that we had, but we accidentally ordered them and they don't fit. The minis do. So the minis are on our site, and all you're going to do is take this part and you're just going to attach it right there. Okay, right to his belly, his underbelly. Then you're going to take this off. And it's also got a sticker on this side, so it's got stickers on both sides. All right. And we're just going to put it right there. Okay. Now, can you see how that makes him move? I love this. I don't know why. I just think it's the funniest thing. Okay. Then I've taken some extra stuff, extra little mushrooms and a little duck. This is from our spring line. And like I said earlier, the mushroom is from our gnome sets. And I did have it around here. Oh, here it is. Our dress up gnome set. And if we have time at the end, I'll go back through and show you guys. But I want to pop this little guy up, so I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape. Put on here. And I probably put a little bit down there too, just to make it a lot more stable. Okay, now we're just going to put him here. So it's just going to be like a little raccoon is out having a great time in a field full of mushrooms. So let's take the bigger one here and let's tuck him in the back. Okay. Just tucking back in that grass. And then I'm going to take my last little mushroom and I think I'm going to go ahead and put some foam tape on him as well. And we're going to pop him up too. So we're starting to build this whole little 3D card here. Don't think I quite like that. So we're going to scoot him over a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then finally, our little duck is going to be in the corner with some foam tape. And then we are going to turn it into an easel card. And there you go. There's your fronts. Now you could put a saying here if you wanted to, but we are going to put the saying, give it a little sunshine there, I suppose. That'd be cute. So anyway, we are going to apply the glue only to the bottom half. Earlier we folded this in half. We're only going to apply to the bottom half. All right, and just like that. We're going to center it in there. Okay. And I just rub off the extra, and now you have a card. Make sure you don't get any on the inside, or if you do, it's zip dry so you can wipe it off. Now it's going to do your easel fold for you, but the key to an easel card is making sure you have something called a stop. And a stop is what makes it stand, okay? So the easiest way to do this, and you can literally do it with anything, but what I like to do is put the saying on the inside. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to use the, if it weren't for me, you might have been Mom's favorite. And I think I'll just send this to my brother when we're done here. And I'm just going to put it on a piece that matches. Now, you can leave this flat if you want, and it will stop. If you want to make sure it stops, we're just going to put a piece of foam tape here, piece of foam tape there. Oops, sorry about that. Now we'll just figure out where we want it. And our saying will be right there. Now the card is going to stop, and he's going to be sitting right on top of it. Hope you can see that. There you go. There's your easel card. And like I said, you can do this with any size. Here is the same A2 but a different way. And for those of you that want to know what this is brand new by Karen Burniston, called the Welcome. There you go. Don't forget, we have show specials today on the Gigglers, and I think that's it. Oh, and don't forget about the new credenza, and that's on sale as well. So have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you soon. Thanks.
Hello everybody, I'm Kim from 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐭𝐡 Creative Arts and welcome to mid-April. Let's see, the flowers are blooming. We have some on the table. The leaves should be a fun shade of green. We have a few of those on the table too. And we have some projects and some cards and a few fun things to show you, even some new things too, which is always a good idea. Okay, we are going to turn our camera down so we can get started on our fun floral project. So tilt. Come on, Jim, follow me over here. Oh, wreaths too. We have to show wreaths. All right, so you guys are going to be looking at a bunch of new product, which we are very excited. These are all in the nature section on our dies. Nature or scene building, kind of depends on what it is, and sometimes it's both. So looking at what we've got right here, I built a little wreath out of wreath, flowers, and leaves. This is one of our new larger wreaths. It's got quite a large size on it. And then the inside you can certainly use for something as well. This particular leaf is what I made this guy off of. And then this fun daisy flower. Now just showing you how that popped out, because remember, you got to use your negative space. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but don't get rid of that, because you can certainly cut that out and do a layer of something inside of it, or use that as a stencil too, to create another dimension to something. So this particular piece die cuts out nicely, and it's very wispy kind of flower, daisy, but you get the petals if you wanted to do something with that too. Or you can certainly do a little bit of layering. It's got a fun look to it. So I built this wreath, and then we're going to go down, just shift a little bit, because, you know, we've got these fun plaques. So wouldn't it be cool? I did not glue this on, so I'm going to hold it like that. Wouldn't it be cool to come up with a spring little home decor piece? You could put follow it with paper, or put this on top of paper. You could leave it. You could stain or ink this. You could put a little welcome spring, hello summer, come on flowers, let's grow, or something like that. So that's our plaque. And then of course, you know, I love our little palettes. So you could turn it into a little desk greeting or some sort of home decor piece where you could put a picture in there. You could certainly put a hello or welcome spring, and then put that into like a little desk greeting. So that's our palette. That is our wreath, and we're going to come back to that in just a minute, but let's take a look at some more product that's new, because we love new. All right, this is a triple flower layering piece. So if you notice it right there, I used all 3 layers and put just a simple rhinestone in the middle. So it cuts out really nice. You can certainly roll those edges up. And then I did only 2 layers. I did the large layer and the smaller layer on that. Doubled that up with the foam so it looks like it's got a little puff to it. And then another type of leaf, which we have lots of new leaves on the website. This one I just love. Look how open air that is. Just really fun. And then, you know, you can clip it anywhere if that seems to be too long. And then I heard somebody request a while back where they want to put some sort of signature on the back of their cards or something that they made. So we have this piece. It's a 4-piece set, and it says handmade with love in a circle, that heart pops out. You've got handmade with love in a heart with 2 little hearts. You've got original design, and then you've got handmade original, I believe it is. So that's one of our new dies. Really fun and easy to use, and you can pop those on the back of your cards. So speaking of cards, let's make one real quick. So this is a slimline size, but you don't even have to use a slimline die. I just took a fun polka dot paper, folded that guy in half. I took the wreath, because this is a larger piece. This is a larger wreath. You could certainly lay that down right there. And then I took this open air leaf, which I've got, I just love it. It's got such a wispy look to it. And I popped those guys right down in there. And then I used this flower tripled that up, mixed up the colors so they would pop and coordinate off of the polka dot paper, and then just dabbled it with a little bit of rhinestones. They're all on pop dots, so they give a 3D element to it, and then 3 dies and 1 card. So how many times can you use that leaf, that wreath, and that flowers? I bet you can use it quite a bit. So that is one of our pieces right there, our cards. And then if we come down, we're going to show you a few more leaves that I love. Look at that guy, really simple. Look how you can just put a flower right on top of that, and it gives a whole new look to that particular flower. And then we've got this one, which I just find very interesting. It's got embossed divots in there, lines, and again, this one looks completely different when you lay a flower next to that one, or you could do like an open air flower. So just different leaves, different looks you get with everything, which is fine. And a lot of fun to be mixing and matching. And can you imagine making a big wreath with all this guy? Or doing another layer right here with that guy on there. 2 different color leaves, 2 different style leaves. Just really layer that guy up. So more leaves, again, in the nature and the scene building. Now these would be in the scene building section. This is just called a texture piece. So it's really nice. I left those squares in there on purpose so you could see it. You just run your brush on it. But it's got already kind of a jagged look to it. And then we have a Skinny Jim Slimline die to accompany that guy. This is just a larger piece if you wanted to do it on your card or your page. And that is our smaller piece. Put that off to the side. Okay, now coming up here, this is a piece of a brick wall. Now, what did I do here? This die is really cool. Think about that for a stencil too. But I'm going to show you the paper I used. This is actually Valentine's paper. I used Valentine's paper that had hearts on it because I wanted just a tiny bit of color in there when I cut that out. And so it gave a little bit of dimension to the piece that I'm looking at, and I don't have to go in and ink that. So just FYI on that. You might want to look at some of your paper because you might be able to do the same type of thing. So that is a piece of a brick wall. Now, a brick wall. I want to back up and show you guys this. Okay, I was just doodling around as we all do. So let me move all my pieces out. This is the die. Super cool. It can fit on an A2 card. It can certainly fit on a slim as well. You've got lots of opportunity to use this guy. It's a corner brick wall. It's in the scene building. I believe it's in the scene building. Now I cut this piece out because I might use this piece. However, I also cut out another piece in white because I'm going to use this as a stencil. That's right, folks. I'm going to bring this over here. I used my handy dandy finger daubers on this guy. I used 3 different colors. I used a light pink, I used a red, and I used a burgundy. I laid this guy down. Now I did it on paper. I didn't do it exactly where I wanted it to, but I can imagine it doing on a 12 by 12 page layout, on a card, anything else you want to do. If you're going to do that, then you might need to mask the rest of the area so just the brick shows up. But I laid this down and I took my ink daubers and just went in a diagonal motion on where I wanted the ink. And then you lift that guy up and I've got a brick wall right there. So I can certainly go back in and lay that down. And now it's got a little bit of a texture and a look to it. But look at what you can do. You can turn your dies into stencils. Clever. And I know you guys can do that too. Okay, so let's look at some new, more new product because we've got more new product. Just because we have to look at that. We have a little bow, a little ribbon with 3 little bows attached to it. So think about maybe putting that on the side of a card and little bows just to add that little dink, that little touch. Now this piece is interesting. So look at how interesting it is. It could look like you're looking on the inside of water. Those could act like little bubbles. The inside piece, of course, you could use for something, but it's designed to cut in the middle of something and pop that out, and now you can use this outside piece. So that one is an interesting little piece. Think fish or bubbles or, I don't know, something ocean or related. Okay, now look at our teeny tiny envelope. I'm showing you guys this as a prelude. I've got a project planned in a couple of weeks for this guy, but this is just a teeny tiny envelope. That's the opposite side of it, and that's what it looks like cut out. And then big flower. Look how beautiful this big flower is. One piece popping that out, which that's bringing me to, we've got two other sets of flowers right here. This is a Macintosh rose, if you guys are familiar with that type of look. It is kind of on the Art Deco side, so that is two pieces. You get the shadow piece and you get the top layer with it, which I'm going to show you a project you could possibly do with that. I'm going to show you one of the projects that I did. And then look at these three pieces. They're kind of stick-like. You got a stick-like love with a little heart on the end. And then you've got three different pieces that really pop. Three different, whoops, oh, come on, really? Three different looks of flowers that have that just stick, whimsy, kind of floaty look to them. That's that particular die. Now, I did a project with it, so I'm going to have you back up just a minute. Let's take a look at the project. First of all, I took my blending brushes. We've got two sets on the website. We've got a set of pink, which is a set of 3 blending brushes, all the same size. We also have a set of 5 on the website as well, and they are all different size heads for depending upon which project you're going to use. So for this project, I actually used the small pink ones because I wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. I took my inks and I started right here. I did this side, this side, this side, cut out a little piece, cut the tail off. This is my envelope. I'm going to show you. I have a triangle edge envelope. And I colored all 3 pieces on that because I wanted my whole envelope to match my card. So I'm going to digress a minute. Let's talk about the envelope. We have a new envelope template. This is by 𝐒𝐬𝐧𝐽𝐻. It is called the AAA. You get 3 sizes, A5, A6, and A7, triple size. So let's take a look at that template. And I put them all in the big one because you've got the triangle edge. Most of the envelope templates we have that flat edge. These guys are all triangle. They made it for me. So excited because sometimes you need a different look in your envelope. So large one, we've got our other size, and we've got the smallest one. So just showing you guys our updated template, which the other one's still available too. But for the project, this is what I did. I wanted a triangle flap. And then I colored all 3 panels, and then I inked the edge right here. And so what is my project that I made? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so using your blending brush and inks, 3 different blending brushes, 3 different inks, I took a white piece of cardstock, smooth, not texture, and I did my blending, and I went into a row like that because I wanted my leaves to be green. I wanted it to be transition, and then I wanted to look like it's got a sunset in a way. So that's the brushes that I used, and then I cut these guys out, and I did 1 of each, and then I cut love out in pink, and these colors really popped on the black. That's what I was going for. So just a simple card using your brushes, using a simple die. Now I'm going to come over here and show you. I used 3 different colors when I did this. 1 color here, 1 color here, and then 1 color right in there. What was my goal? I was going to put that rose in there too. So look at all those colors that you get in that. Or you can certainly use this big open air flower, and you can mix it around on where you want that guy to cut in order to have a beautiful set of flowers. So, you can actually even do the daisy right in there. So any of these open flowers is what I was going for with the look. So take a look at that one more time. I like this one. This was my favorite. These colors are just very beautiful to me. And then just an FYI. Okay, so this is our teeny tiny daubers. Remember, they've got the smallest teeny tiny heads on there. So think about if you wanted to get a piece of color right in there, right in there, right in there. How would you do it? Well, these big old finger daubers aren't going to work, and neither are these brushes. So you want the teeny tiny daubers, which are very handy. Okay, let's take a look at more new product because we got some more. We've got mini doilies, super cute. They're not a flower, but look what you could do. You could layer that up and put a leaf right there and turn it into a flower. So small, teeny tiny doilies, which are teeny tiny cute. And then, okay, I think Jim's got to back up a little bit. Big flowers. This pack is a set of 6. You can layer, mix and match. The combinations are just going to be crazy. You could use that just by itself. You could put that guy on top of it. You could put a whole nother flower on top of that and get a whole nother look. So this one, big flowers, lots of big fun with that. You get that little inside piece as well. But how many different combinations can you do? Because we love fun flowers. And then speaking of more fun flowers, okay, look how big this die is. Oh my gosh. You get a set of 2 on everything so you can layer it up. You get your inside and you get your stem. So you don't have to layer them up, but look how pretty those guys are by doing a few little layers, and I just kept it simple. Did 2 different color pinks, yellow, simple green, and called it a day. So look how easy, big flowers, which it's spring, we all love flowers, guys. So lots of new dies to get you going. Remember, nature and scene building, and there's more on there that I didn't even show you. Okay, hot buy. If we still have any left, this guy is $1.50. Double-sided, of course, adhesive, permanent, tape runner. It's a straight line, no dots. While supplies last, Doris is no longer with us. They closed their doors, but we still have a handful left. And yes, we are sourcing more to get you a reasonably priced tape runner because we all need that. So tape runner, $1.50. And then these are just cute and spring colors. Remember your little sanders. So this is the pink and yellow, reminds me of lemonade. This one is pink and orange, got a little sherbety going on. And then just looks like pink spring flowers. So pink and purple, little finger sanders to use with your paper. And then let's take a look at some new paper. So we've had coffee for a little while, but it's got such fun spring colors, you know, we need to use that. We've got Spring Market, which we always love all the flowers. And we've got even more flowers. We've got Flower Garden. We have a Welcome Spring. And then it's not very springy, but of course we have to take care of the birthdays too. So we've got to let's celebrate, which are very good, bright, basic colors. And then you guys are going to look at this while we flip our table. Okay, we are back. Our table is flipped and we have one more project to show you. We have a little reminder and then we've got our deals for you guys today. So, all right, Jim's going to tilt our camera down. So what do you get when you take 1/4-inch foam tape? That's right. And then you take foam squares that are pop dot or squares or dots, whatever you like, embossable window plastic, a Skinny Jim Slimline SJ34, by the way, stitch 3 squares, and there's the 3 squares popped out, which you could do anything with, are perfect squares, and a Sending Smiles, let's turn that around, well, sort of, Sending Smiles die. You get, dun da da da, ba 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 ba. We have a Skinny Jim Slimline shaker die. So the middle piece is using the embossable plastic. That's the only piece that I did. I took the 1/4-inch foam tape, cut this guy out, and yes, those are the squares. You could do whatever you like with. Put the foam all into this to create the cavity for the shaker part. Use my embossable window plastic. Left these guys open. So what is in between right here? Those are a swap between the big one and the little squares, just to go all the way around to give a raised effect. And then I cut out a sentiment saying just sending smiles. And then that's one of our new flowers on the website, comes with a leaf as well. So you can do whatever you like. You've got lots of opportunity to use, excuse me, window plastic for shaker cards, the die cuts that are large enough to do shaker cards as well. And then let's say this piece is too big for you. Well, you can certainly die cut that out and cut it right there and only use two of the squares. So you guys have lots of choices to be doing. Okay, let's take a look at a reminder. Watching my time as well. Reminder. We have Bright Spot single-sided cardstock on the website. We have pastel because we're in the middle of spring. Lots more on the website too. And then Bright Days because we're kind of spring going into summer as well. Just a reminder of cardstock we have. And then what are our deals? We are 30% off all metal dies. That will automatically go, but you do need a coupon for 20% off the website, off regularly priced product. Use code SPRING20, all caps, run it together. Free shipping over $59. Sale is valid until April 23rd. You guys have a lovely April. See you next time.
Hey friends, it's great to be back with you. If you and I have not met, my name is Emma with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm here to share some tips and techniques on how you can create a beautiful thank you card the quick and easy way that still looks like you spent a lot of time and put a lot of thoughts in it. Now the tips and techniques that I'm going to share with you today can be used for many different projects. We're going to learn how to take a large flower and do some versatility with it by making it fold in half and making it look completely different. We're going to layer it on some beautiful background papers, and we might even get to do some glittering. How does that sound? So as we get started, when I create a card that is smaller, this is your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. We're going to start with the base, right? So I wanted to make something that's quick, easy to decorate, right? So with this one, I'm going to pull in my paper so you can see this. This one comes from the Dazzling Dahlia collection. And with this one, there are many papers that you can cut apart and create beautiful quick cards. But when you look at this the first time, you might be like, but yes, how do I use this? So that's what we're going to do. So I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I wanted to just use that as the background to create something that's kind of quick and easy to finish, right? So you have this paper that really starts being the hero of the card. So we're just going to go ahead and layer this on top. So this paper that I'm using came from the same 12 by 12 piece. So the one that I used for my original card has a little bit of a different piece of the design. So every time you cut apart, say your 12 by 12 piece, you'll have the design hitting a little bit different direction. So you'll be able to start seeing that. Here the lace is coming down on this side. Here the lace is on the opposite side. So it's kind of a fun way to just make those quick and easy cards, getting a lot of cards out of one piece of paper, but then adding those to your card. And then I like to accent. The second step is accenting with a die. Now the die that I'm using today is a really beautiful versatile die that many of you may have seen. If you're completely new to Heartfelt Creations, this might be a new die for you. This one is the Royal Elegance frame die. As you can see, it's like, wait, does that die come out of it? There are many different pieces that you can cut from. This is the base, so you'll see that there's fun ways to create with this. So I always look for a decorative die that accents, and this one accents very beautifully for those 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch cards. So we're going to go ahead and just layer that on top. Now, that's really pretty just the way it is, and you could put on, your really simple thank you, and you could finish it off, right? But I wanted to take it to the next level and share with you how you can alter a flower and have a quick flower that's dimensional and pretty, the easy way, right? So I'm using the dahlia. Now the dahlia is one of those flowers that has a couple sizes. So you have 2 sizes, and this is what we call more of one of our larger, bolder flowers. So that equals a lot of versatility with just 2 sizes. We also have the shaping mold that shapes this for you. So having the stamp die and mold makes that you have beautiful creativity the easy way every single time. So to get started creating that flower, all I did was I stamped this flower in the Rose Madder archival ink. Once you've done that, you're going to go back and you're going to use your Sunflower archival ink. Now, if you're just joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Tell me what you're loving about what you're learning in this event. I know that this event is jam-packed filled with so many different things that you can create. Your brain goes into creativity overload. So what I really recommend doing is watching the first time through and then getting the products you need to make sure that you're equipped to do what was demonstrated, and then go back, rewatch, and do it with me. So it's just a quick and easy way to create those easy, what I call easy breezy, beautiful cards very quickly. So I'm going back with the Rose Madder, the same ink I stamped with, and we're going to just add in a little bit of color. So just like that, you have those beautiful petals all colored. So very quick and easy coloring technique. We have these daubers that are specifically designed with points so you can get a little bit easier shading versus the round design. So that really speeds up your coloring and makes it you have beautiful flowers very quickly. Now with this, you'll see that this flower does not look like this flower, but the next step is going to be putting it into your mold, and the molds will shape it for you, making sure that you have the same beautiful shaped image every single time. Now with this one, you can have it where the stamped image is up and it's going to cut those flowers up for you, right? If you put it stamped side down, it's going to do it the other direction. So literally all you need to do is just put that in, mist some water over it, just a light mist of water, put the top plate on top, and that just kind of cookie cutter presses it through the machine and presses that for you so you don't have to do it. So you can do a lot of flowers very quickly. With this one, you'll see I have a layers, okay? So I took this 6-petal flower and layered it like this. So what did I do? So once that's shaped, it comes out, you have a flower that looks like this. So first of all, we're gonna cut this in half, okay? So that's gonna be your background, see that? And then you're gonna go ahead and cut it into 2 petals and 1 petal. And then this petal is going to get laid on top of this to create this flower, right? So you're going to go ahead and just bend this back a little bit, bring in your hot glue gun, add a little bit of hot glue over this back layer, and just fold this over. Just make sure that those petals are kind of offset, and just kind of hold and press for a little bit. Now you could stop right here if you wanted to, totally up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and utilize this last petal. So this last petal has a little bit of lip, and I'm going to go ahead and utilize that part to just bend back, so that gives you a little bit of an anchor for your gluing. And when I glue this down, I glue a little bit into the actual petal as well. So we're just going to go ahead and overlap that and put that in the center. I'm going to press down on my paper so I don't accidentally burn myself. And there you have that flower. So you have this flower that's typically just a nice round beautiful design. This one's done on vellum with a stem and a different decorative die. So super versatile, super elegant. And you can also use this image to background stamp. Now this image that we're using as the leaf comes from a different set. Now this is from the Dazzling Dahlia collection, all the stamps, dies, and papers I'm showing you today. This one is a dahlia and leaves. This is a beautiful background stamp, and it also gives you leaves and fillers. Now this set does have some individual, just the flowers, and then this one has those leaves for you, and then it has those beautiful background flowers. So with this, what you're going to do is you're going to take the stem, and I circle cut this little flower off, so that creates kind of this base that you're going to layer this on top of, right? So you have this little piece that is just all stamped in your green, like an olive green is great, and then just layer this on top so you kind of have that stem. And then I went ahead and you see this piece over here on this section. Now this stem is a little bit larger than the one I used on here because we have a couple different ones. So you know what, I'm going to just layer this down just a little bit further. Let's make it about the same length, okay? Yeah, let's do it this way. So this one's going to come in at the card in a different direction. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And then I have this little piece that I like to layer on the bottom here to just make it look finished, and that was just trimmed from another leaf design. So it just makes that, this was stamped, die cut, colored, and it just kind of hinges beautifully over the top to just kind of give that a finish, kind of that flower bud look. It looks like it was just meant to be. So anytime you're doing this in a little bit different direction, so the paper's a little bit different, the stem, there are 2 different stems in here. You've got one that has a little bit more of a curve, which I used on the first card. I'm using this one right now, so this one has a little bulb on it as well. I had trimmed that one off, but here you can see now when you go back, if you do a little bit of variation, you can go back and you can see, okay, how do I layer this together? So we're going to go ahead and you can see, okay, based on this design, where do I want this to sit? So with this one, I think I'm going to have it going more straight up and down versus an angle because of how the stem lays in there. So we're going to go ahead and just add some glue just straight down, and then we can go back and add our sentiment. Now you could also layer it in at an angle if you wanted to, totally up to you based on what you prefer. Once you've done that, you can go back and you can set your little thank you in there, right? So this one, I added it on the other side because the leaf was going the other direction, so you can really kind of see how you want it to be. I think I'm going to utilize that leaf in the back kind of as an anchor too. So we'll go back and just glue that in. So if you know who you're going to give it to, you could make this thinking of you, thank you, happy birthday, pretty much for any special occasion that you want. So it just looks like it's meant to just live together, and you have that beautiful card. So 2 different variations, just a slight variation on those, and then you're ready for your glitter. The glitter is fun. You can do lots of different aspects with glitter. Today I'm going to show more of what I call a detailed glittering technique. It's one that I especially like to use on my cards that I do like have a beautiful background paper. So I'm going to use the dryest clear glue with the fine tip. The fine tip is an artist's fine tip, so you get to see how you can write your name with it. You have great control. So there's a very small amount at the tip. I always like to test how much is at the tip. And then I'm going to flip this upside down so you can see a little bit better. How I add fast strokes, make sure my tip is very clean, make sure the glue is right at the tip. And I add very fast strokes of just really thin lines of that glue. With this one, think thin to win and move really fast. You're acting like you're following the pattern of the paper in the background, but you're really not. You win by moving fast. I'm using a fine, ultra fine crystal glitter. This glue does dry clear, so I'll just tap that off. And once that dries clear, you'll have this kind of like this sugary, glittery background like you see in here. Then you can go back on the flower and you can add some to the flower as well. So I'll do very quick strokes. If you stop and you kind of are like, oh, which way do I go? That's when the glue starts to kind of just get thicker. So the faster you move, and the more you act like you are an artist and you just go back and forth and you move very quickly, the better that glittering is going to look. I want to add a little bit more to that. And just like that, you have that entire card glittered. So it's a very quick and easy way to add the glittering very beautifully. It's very delicate. And you have the A2 size card, your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch, made in no time. Then this flower can, let's do it on this one because this one's dry. This can just kind of flatten down for mailing, and then you can pop it right back up again. So with this, I hope this inspires you to create your own one-of-a-kind dazzling dahlias. This one can be used many different ways. Here at Heartfelt Creations, we have the collections with the beautiful papers, and today, as a special thank you for participating in this event, you get a free paper pad dahlia at $25 with a $50 purchase. Just enter coupon code 212054, and that expires on April 21st. So make sure you take advantage of that when you're shopping on our website at heartfeltcreations.us. Before I go, I wanted to share a couple more beautiful examples. This one is the dahlia done on the foam, which is a very beautiful way to use that. I love how that turned out. Here is the dahlia, just layered many different ways. So you can really do some fun things with that if you like to do some super elegant cards. I think like Mother's Day. You might have your Mother's Day cards done yet, but this, I'm sure your mom or one of your best friends would love receiving a card like this. Or you can keep it super simple and do that very same concept. Put it on vellum, perfect for mailing. Here's another one that I did with the dahlia. I'm using that same die that I just showed you with the foam as the background. So lots of unique ways to utilize that dahlia beautifully, easily, very quickly. So with that, I hope that inspires you. If you don't have these products yet, we'll add them in the links below for quick and easy ordering, or you can go to heartfeltcreations.us, click on the shop, and go to the Dazzling Dahlia collection. Don't miss out on the free paper pad with a $50 purchase. Just enter coupon code 212054, and that expires on April 21st, 2021. With that, have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.
I hate my fat arms.
Hi everybody, welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, how fun was that segment?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. There's
just,
such talented people in there.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
The beautiful Riley company.
Tanya is amazing. I am such a huge fan of her as a person in general. She's just phenomenal. She's so creative.
Right? I love
that new case that she has for her, the blender brushes.
Yeah.
She created that, all of it herself, and cuts it on the machine at her house.
Really?
She's genius. She's genius.
Oh my goodness.
She's so smart.
And all that, like, I loved how she showed all the different types of easel cards. Like, you could make a Slimline card into an easel card. How fun is that?
That's amazing. I never even thought of a Slimline card as an easel until she did it for one of the megas. It's brilliant.
It's
absolutely
so
brilliant.
Cute. And then having Riley, and then also
Giggles. The
gigglers. Yes,
the
gigglers.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. And I'm started on getting all of the dress up Riley. Like obsessed.
I've started too.
Have you?
Yeah, I've started the obsession. Yes.
Yes.
The addiction.
And they're just so fun because you can make Riley. There's an outfit or a accessory for every holiday.
Oh yeah. And the Jeep, the new Jeep, like the safari stuff.
Yes.
How cute is that?
Right.
You could use that Jeep for other stamps too. And,
yeah, for sure. I love it. And then like we were talking about while we were watching, the cute mushroom lane. Oh, I just noticed I'm slouching in my
Yeah, I just saw myself. I'm like, oh, click off that.
No, but the teapot mushroom lane is like a must-have. Oh my goodness.
I'm obsessed with the mushroom lane stuff. Tanya, keep it up. Like the mushroom lane stuff is my absolute favorite. That teapot is adorable.
It is so cute. Yeah. And then also those action wobblers. That's a must-have. Like how the raccoon.
Oh yeah.
Giggler,
did I miss that?
It looks like, what are those things called when you sit on the dashboard and they do?
Oh yeah, I don't know what they're called, but yeah, like the Hawaiian lady.
Yes,
yeah.
And they
or the dog.
bobblehead. Yes. So that would be so cute to get one of those cards in the mail, and there's Riley bobbling away.
Yeah, cute.
So cute. So yeah, I love everything Riley and Company. Amazing. And so what is the coupon code?
Her show special, that new blending tool storage cabinet kit, is $15 off. Regularly $65, on sale for $50, and then free Riley and Company tote charm with a $75 order. Yeah, that's easy. Done.
Yeah, done.
The cabinet and some stamps, you're good to go.
Oh yeah, right there, boom. Okay, so then we went into Tall Mouse and Creative Arts, and oh my goodness, Kim, you did it again with all those dies. I was just like sitting there going,
I want your die collection.
Want. And I have a gift card.
Oh no.
That I'm sitting on because I was waiting to see like what she was going to have today. So it's been.
Is it a gift card to Tall Mouse?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes, yes.
You're in trouble.
So, oh my goodness. I love those little tiny envelopes that she showed.
They're so cute.
Can you imagine you could do so many things with that? Like,
yeah, you can even put them on the outside of cards too. Like I did my my Valentine's workshop, and I had a little tiny envelope on the outside of the card that had a little heart coming out of it, you know, or you can put a little message in it. Yeah. They're really, because they're so tiny, you can put them on a card.
Oh, that's
adorable.
A good idea.
Yeah.
That's so cute. And then all of the flowers. I love, sometimes when I'm just like watching a Netflix show or whatever, and I don't really want to create, but I want to be doing something. I have a really bad ADD.
Yeah,
and so I love to just get out my dies, and I'll make like embellishments or something. This would be a perfect die for that, because you could just layer with different beautiful papers. And
I love the one that was the handmade by, the 4 little charms that were handmade by, or that was really cute.
Right.
With the little scissors on the end of it. It was adorable.
Cute.
You put that on the back of one of your cards or something.
Yeah, that's
instead of using a stamp.
Yeah,
very cute.
I love that. And then she was talking about that Macintosh rose die. That was really pretty, that it had like
with the shadow.
The shadow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Right,
yeah.
with the black background.
You're getting that one, I think you said, right?
Yeah. But everything was just, oh my goodness, so amazing. So what is
I like the stick flowers too.
Oh yeah,
the stick flowers are really cute.
Yeah, I did have that. The stick like dies. Yeah, those.
It's so funny. She takes notes. I see, it's so cute.
I do. I'm like
she's studying. I didn't take notes. So her special, 30% off metal dies and 20% off the rest of the website. The code is SPRING20 and free shipping over $59, and it is valid until April 23rd.
Wow.
So 30% off metal dies and 20% off the rest of the website.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
You could
And she's got so many metal dies right now.
Oh yeah, they have, and already I think if you buy 4 of them, there's like a really huge, like that's the bundle, and you could choose between like all. It's just really.
I always
good.
call them the Slim Jim dies. I think they're
I think
not
that's what
Slim
they're
Jim
called.
though, because Slim Jim is the jerky. It's Skinny Jim. I
Oh,
think she
Skinny
calls
Jim,
it.
yeah. I was like, it is Slim Jim. No, yeah, that's right. But oh my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tall Mouse. Once
and
again.
Kim, thank you for those cinnamon rolls last week when you came in person. Those were amazing.
Oh my gosh,
thank you.
I know. She came in, as you know, if you were watching our play at home last week, and she left us. Well, first off, which was so cool, is she made me that sign that said, because I'm like Gwen Stefani's biggest fan, and she had made me a sign that said Gwen Stefani says Happy Birthday Vickyville or something.
So
I'm gonna frame it. But then I didn't know, we were done with the broadcast and we walked out, and she had made us all our own little mini cinnamon rolls, like a box of 4. And
they weren't so small either. They were good
and they
size.
were like, you know, it's good when it weighed like, it was heavy.
Like a pound.
It was so good, Kim. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were amazing. My husband only got 1. I ate the other 3. Not at once.
You're so talented. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
So then we went into Heartfelt Creations, and oh my goodness, once again, the elegance, the beauty.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
I like have to take a breath because they are so just gorgeous cards, aren't they?
They're
Sean?
amazing. I took one of her classes in Arizona, and it was one of the best classes I've ever taken. And it's amazing how easy it is to make these cards. I haven't done it in a while, and my friend Denise Renee sends me cards every once in a while it's made by her, but Heartfelt Creations, and I'm like, how do you do that? But it's actually not that difficult. I just have to remember some of the steps.
Right.
What you get, the finished result, is gorgeous.
It's like a work of art.
It is.
And I think if you were to receive a card, it's like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I even said it like English. Beautiful. What happened there?
When she went to go cut the flower in half, my stomach dropped. I'm like, oh my God, what's she doing? What's she doing? Why is she doing that? She's messing up that flower. And then you see the end result, and it's like, oh.
With the gold
God.
frame. I think it was called Royal Elegance and the Dazzling Dahlia. Oh my goodness, they're just, and the molds.
Yeah, the molds are really cool.
They're
I have
beautiful.
4 of them.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have 1, and I just think it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then also how she added the glue and added that glitter at the end just makes it look like pop, like you were saying, like dew. Like it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh my goodness.
Emily, you're amazing, and you're absolutely stunning.
Yes, we were loving your statement necklace and your lace top. Just beautiful. Just like the cards.
Yep.
So what's the
Heartfelt Creations free paper pad with a $50 purchase. Enter code 212054, and that expires on 4/21. Again, it's code number 212054, and you get a free paper pad with a $50 purchase. And you can see all of these. Most of you already know this, but at craftathomeevents.com, you go under today's under the calendar. You go under today's date and click it, and just hit show specials.
All right, so thank you once again to Riley and Company, to Tall Mouse, and to Heartfelt Creations.
Thank you.
Such beautiful things that we are going to like go and do our shopping in the next segment. But just let us know what you're doing right now. Like, I want to say good morning to everybody that is on here. Let's see, there's just so many people that are like,
Denise, we're going to do private classes. Awesome.
ooh,
For the
really?
Heartfelt, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Brenda's going to be there.
Lucky.
Yeah.
So
Lisa, I'm sure, will be there.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm seeing Wanda. Wanda, she says she misses the expo, but these home events make you feel like you're up close and personal. Thank you, Wanda. We hope that you feel that way because we love being with you.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I can't wait till we're back at in-person shows, and we're doing a mix of the in-person and the online. I think it'll be really fun.
Exactly.
Especially for people who aren't close enough to shows.
Or some people, you know, viewers now, barely found us virtually.
Yeah.
And so we're still going to be there for you as well, because there's some states that we don't travel to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's nice to meet new friends, you know.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
We can't wait
some
to do
countries.
both.
There's
some
people
countries
from other
too.
countries
like
too.
We had like Guam and all that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's get started for our next presenters.
And welcome Creekbank Creations. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi crafters, Tom Creek with Creekbank Creations. My wife Julie and I have a crafting business out of Perrysville, Indiana. We have our own line of paper, dies, stamps, adhesives, and tools. We're glad you joined us today. Julie is going to do a really cool card using our outline letters dies. There's actually 5 ways you can use this die, but Julie's going to show you one of those 5 ways. I also sometimes call it the innie and the outie, because everybody's got an innie and an outie, but now you got both. Here's Julie with a card. Have a great time.
I'm thrilled to be with you today to talk to you about our outline letter die set. We are going to make this fun shaker card, and we will use our outline letter set with this card. Now, the great thing about the outline letter set is that I sized it so that it fits really well on an A2 card. But if you know someone that has a longer name, you can see you can actually have fun with the slim card. This set also works well for scrapbook pages. So I designed the letters so they're sized well for scrapbook pages as well. When you purchase the outline letter die set, you're going to find the uppercase set, complete alphabet, all your numbers, and then you have your hashtag and your and sign. When you purchase it, it'll come in this package, in this sleeve. We do offer the magnetic storage sheet and the 8.5 by 11 storage envelope to store the die set on. This is how I store it. Our storage system also works well for your larger slim card dies. Today I want to teach you about the outline letter set, and I want to show you some tips and tricks with it. So I want to show you the die, and when the die cuts, every time it cuts, it's cutting an inside piece and an outside piece. The trick that we're using is that we're using our super tacky tape. We sell this in a 3-inch or a 6-inch roll. We're unwinding our super tacky tape, putting our cardstock in it, and then trimming the cardstock out. That means when we die cut, we have a paper side and a sticker side, and that turns our die cut into a sticker. Now, if I cut the die in 2 different colors, I can easily layer one piece directly into the other, which is how this project has been completed. It's how both of these projects are done. So I want to share with you some little tips and tricks about lining up the letters. When we have our paper, if we're using a light colored cardstock, in this case, this is the white cardstock, it will be very easy to line up my letters if I take my undo and I coat my paper with the undo. Now, undo is an adhesion suspension agent, and it will suspend adhesion. That means as long as the paper is wet, I have time to move things around, getting my die cuts out here. And when it dries, I'll have permanent adhesion. So I'm going to use the other letters that I did not use on the card that I made earlier. So we have the innies and the outies. We're going to reverse them and make a second card. I just want to show you how easy it is to line things up. What we have is when we put undo on the card, we can literally see the grid through the card. This gives me the ability to go in, peel off the paper lining off of our die cut, and set that right on the line, and I can work my way across the card, lining up my letters on the line that shows through the paper because of the undo. So I can just keep going all the way across. Now, when I go back in to put the outline on, I'm going to pull that outer piece off, and I'll have a little bit of time where I can still move things around because I still have a little bit of that undue residue on the background. So the outline letter set is super fun when you use the super tacky tape with it and you combine the undo. If I get my letters on and I'm not satisfied with where they are and I want to move them, I can simply get this wet with undo and I can move the letters wherever I want to. And one of the tricks that I like to do is to use a ruler. I'm going to put the outline on that L. And if I want to line up all the letters going across, I can literally take my straight edge and move them and straighten them up and line them up because I'm using the undo. And then I'll take my ruler after I have everything set and push down. So that's one of the ways that you can line up the outline letters on your project very easily. You can use this for your scrapbook pages or your card projects. So you can see here, this is how I've lined up Aaliyah, which is my granddaughter's name. We are going to start with our stitched rectangle frame die, which has a die that is perfectly matched to our foam that is already cut, and these come in a 6-pack, and they come with the windows already cut to size. So all I have to do is open those up. I can pull the center out because I'm not going to use that. I just want the frame for this project. And then I have the window already made to match. Now, what's fun is that I have sized our die to fit that rectangle exactly. So if I want to make a window like this, when I die cut that with the largest die in the set, I have a perfect match. A fast and easy way to do the setup so these letters are nice and straight is to use our setup sheet. When you order the bundle from us, you will get this setup sheet, and there are several different words to use on it. And happy birthday to you, HB to you, is on the setup sheet. So you can print this off. If you buy the bundle, you're going to get it from us for free and keep it with your dies. And I'm going to take my piece of acetate and I'm going to set that right on top of the pattern. Then I'm going to take my die cut letters and I will place the die cut letters right into the boxes where they go. Once we have the base, we're ready to put the outline on. So we're just going to drop that letter in, get it going the right way, right on top. And because we have the super tacky tape, that outline will fit right around that letter, right where we want it to go. When you die cut with the super tacky tape on the back, sometimes you'll find you have these paper fibers hanging around. I want to show you how I resolve that problem. We have a product we offer on the website called Embelly Jelly, and you're going to take that, wall it up into a little ball, and just push that right into your die cut, work it around, and it will pull off the paper fibers and give you a really nice clean look. I am ready to attach the frame to the outside of my adhesive or my clear sheet here. So I'm going to turn this over and put tape on the back. We are going to turn the frame over and we're going to adhere that to that piece of acetate. Now, if I line that up on my grid, I should be able to line up my frame right along that grid line and know that I'm getting my frame all connected well and straight. We have the card front finished and we are going to work on the background. You see here, there's a really muted little dot background in this card just so that the background is not so white and plain. So I have cut a piece of cardstock slightly smaller than the frame, and that rectangle frame die measures 5.25 by 4, so I cut it about 1/8 of an inch smaller than that. I'm going to adhere this to my grid paper, set it here, and we're going to do some stencil work. So when I do stencil work, I like to adhere that super tacky tape so that it doesn't move all over the place with me. Now I am using our dye-based ink and our J brush. So I am going to open the brush, pull the head down, and when I use the brush, I want to keep my finger and hold that band back. This is actually a 2-part brush. We can use it with the head up close like this, or we can use it down. And unless I'm doing really detailed work, I keep the brush down, and I'm going to dab that in my dye-based ink. Do that so you can see it. And then we're just going to work our way across our stencil. I always start off on the grid and pull onto the grid so that I make sure that I don't have any really large color blobs. Now, you can do swipe, you can do circles. The great thing about the stencil brush is you don't have to worry about the bristle or the foam getting caught. There's my background. Now what I'm going to do, turn it the other way, we're just going to make a variegated pattern. So we're going to move those circles around and move them around all over the page, and that's just going to give us this really unique soft background. We're not looking for a heavy look here. This is really a lighter look, and we're just going to shift and then fill in the white spot and make our background. And that will give us our very fun background. We are ready to adhere our foam rectangle to the base. Before we do that, I'm going to take my embossing pouch, my crafting pouch, and I'm just going to run this all along the outside edge. You can find this on our website. There's another product called Embossing Buddy. If you run these along the inside edge, it will detack some of the adhesive that's exposed, and it will keep your shaker filling from adhering to the inside. So we're going to wipe that edge off, and then I'm going to take my alcohol-based marker, and I have a chameleon marker here, and we are going to color the outside edge. So you can use whatever alcohol marker you have, go along that outside edge, and you'll be able to color that to match your project. Once I have that colored, I'm going to take my pick tool and pull the back liner off, and I will be able to adhere that directly onto my frame. I'm going to pull this off, and before I stick it down, I'm going to take my undo and run my undo all along that outer edge. In the event I don't get it straight and I need to move it, I can. I will line this up on the edge of my grid so I have a line reference to go by, and I can set that frame right along that edge and line that up and have my background complete. Now I am ready to add my sprinkles shaker filling, but before I do, I want to show you this little trick. I'm going to remove the top liner from the foam. Remove it, and then I'm going to push it back down and let it sit on top of the foam. That way when I go to peel it off, it will come off much easier. Now I'm going to use the sprinkles confetti today. This is a great confetti mix that has little candies and sprinkles and little balls that roll around in it. I did want to show you, when you order our confettis, they are going to come in these packages. We have sprinkles, candy, spring garden, lollipop and rainbows, cookie monster, and strawberry field. These are just some. We have a lot of them. They're going to come in these packages. We do offer the clear jar. This is a pretty large jar. I like to be able to get into the mix and pull parts and pieces out of it. So I cut the label off and tape it onto the top of the jar. And then if I want to get in here and just pull out little parts and pieces of the confetti, I can, and I don't have a mess to deal with. So this is how I store it, and you can find the storage jar on our website. Today we're just going to dump in about a teaspoon. So we're going to open the confetti and add a teaspoon into our pouch here. Now I've got my mix there. I want to take my finger and I'm just going to level that out nice and flat. And then I'm going to take my tool. We're going to pull off that liner. Now, because we already pulled it off once, you'll see it's coming off very easily. Makes for easy removal. Now we have our top and we're ready to add our top. So what we're going to do is turn that top over and we're just going to add a little undo all along that edge. Just in case we don't have it lined up, we have a little minute to move it. I'm going to set that right on. And what's fun about this project is that you'll see that that die cut matches the foam perfectly. Set that down. Now, if I needed to move it, I could pick it up because I've got the undo on there. We're going to let it sit for a minute so that it's nice and solid. And while we're doing that, we're going to add the die cut balloons. So we're using the mini birthday set. The mini birthday set has the little cake and the cupcake and the balloon and the confetti. We love it with our spiral pop-up card, but it works great for a card like this too. So we're just going to add some balloons, and then we need some confetti just to celebrate the happiness. And we have our card base complete. Now we are going to take our card base and we will attach that to an A2 card. Got my tape on the back. I'm going to turn that over, center it on my A2 card, and I have created a very fun birthday card. There we go. With our sprinkles confetti, and you can see the balls just roll around in there. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on how to use the outline letters. You can see it works great for this fun shaker window. You can use the letters on the large slim cards or decorate your favorite scrapbook page.
Hey crafters, I hope you enjoyed that presentation. Julie and I have got some great deals for you. First of all, if you go to our website and use the code HAPPY, you're going to get an additional 15% off of everything on our website, excluding special events, River Retreat House, and the Vagabond too. That coupon code is good April 17th through the 23rd. So remember, it's a limited time for 15% off using the coupon code HAPPY. Plus, we've got a fantastic deal on the products we use today. Today we use the outline letters, which is this die right here. We used a package of our 6 double-sided adhesive rectangles, includes the acetate window. We used the mini birthday die set. You see that right there? Lots of dies in there. We used the rectangle stitched frame die, which we used to mask the shaker kit. And you're going to get a package of our sprinkles for inside that shaker kit. That is a $91.95 value that you're going to save almost $27. You get it for $64.99. We call it the Outline Bundle. But on top of that, you're also going to get the layout sheet, which comes to you free as a PDF. So when you get your order, just be sure to download it. And we can't wait to see it on the next event. Have a great time, crafters, and we'll see you around. Bye.
Hi everyone, Bindu here from Crafty Meraki. Before we start with today's projects, I want to share with you the Crafty Meraki website, and I want to show you how easy it is to find things on our website. So on our website, you click on collections, and that brings you to this page where you can see that all the brands that we carry are listed here in alphabetical order. Not only are the brands listed, but as you can see, dyes, distress inks, basically categories, ink cubes, inks, they're listed by brands as well as by categories. So say you're looking for distress inks, you can just go directly to distress inks and buy the distress inks that you're looking for. Oh, and what's this here today? We have a special collection created that has all the products that I'm going to be using in today's demo. So it's clearly called SSBE demo products. So you can just go to collections, find SSBE demo products, and you can just shop for all the products that I'm going to be using in today's demo. I will also give you the link to the collection so it's easier to find that way as well. Be sure to check out the blog section of the website as well, because the design team shares daily inspiration in this section. In addition to the pictures of their projects, the design team also shares the process that they use to create that card. Today's project involves watercoloring with distress ink re-inkers. And I'm going to be using this watercolor kit from Crafty Meraki. It's called the Crafty Meraki Special Edition Watercolor Kit. I'm sharing with you the contents of this box and this kit right now. First up is this No Line Coloring Detail Ink by Ink on 3. It's called Fade Out ink. And it has 3 colors of distress ink re-inkers: mustard seed, picked raspberry, and salty ocean. 3 colors of distress ink re-inkers, and these are the re-inkers that we're going to be using to watercolor our project today. This watercolor kit also comes with an all-to-new watercolor brush that I'm going to be using for making the card today and watercoloring the card today. The kit has these sentiment strips, pre-printed sentiment strips that come in the box. The kit also comes with 4 panels of watercolor cardstock by 𝐂𝐭, pre-cut watercolor cardstock from 𝐂𝐭, as I'm showing here. It has a textured side and a smooth side like with any cold press watercolor paper. The kit also comes with these sequins, butterfly sequins by Studio 𝐂𝐭. Gorgeous butterfly sequins. Also in the kit is this Heavy Doodle stencil called Wonderfully Woven. And last but not least is the stamp set in the kit by Waffle Flower. This is called the Bouquet Builder number 7 stamp set from Waffle Flower. And I'm going to be using this stamp set today to watercolor our project. Here's another look at all the contents of the watercolor kit. All of these supplies are included in the kit, and we're going to be using this kit to make our project today. So today we're going to be making this amazing rainbow card with using just the supplies from the special edition watercolor kit. That's it. Just 3 colors, I promise. So let's dive in. Okay, so I've got my water jar here, and I've got the 3 distress inks that come in the watercolor kit, the 3 colors. And I have 2 watercolor brushes. These are bigger brushes because we're gonna cover a large area. So I'm using these 2 large brushes. I have my watercolor palette and my watercolor paper. which I'm not going to use tape. I use my Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station, use these magnets, and I'm just going to, with the help of these magnets, secure the paper down and start painting. So let's get started. Okay, so I have my palette here, and like I said, I'm going to have my distress inks in this palette. I have my mustard yellow. I have I don't really need much, but I'm just going to take a drop here. I have the Salty Ocean right here. I do already have a bunch. I don't really need more. And then I have my picked raspberry here. Believe it or not, we're going to make the rainbow with just these 3 colors. And I'm going to share quick watercolor mixing here, just for those of you who think it's very difficult. It's not. So really quick, I'll show you. I'm going to make some green here. Just to make the green, all I need is some yellow and some Salty Ocean that we had in the kit. So there you go. That's all there is to the green. And if I mix mustard seed and picked raspberry, the yellow and the pink, I'm going to get this orange. And depending on how much pink you add, your orange is going to slightly be different in color. But for the purposes of our demonstration here, I'm just going to directly put the ink on the paper. I'm not going to be mixing because sometimes when you mix the inks directly on paper, it gives you unexpected results, and I think sometimes it has its own beauty. So I am going to make the pattern, our rainbow, going across this way all the way to the top. And by the way, I'm using the watercolor cardstock that comes in the kit. And all I'm doing is I'm going to, actually, one other thing I want to mention is I am using the smoother side. For watercolor paper, there's a textured side and then there's a smoother side. I somehow slightly prefer the smoother side over the textured side. So I'm just using the smoother side, and I have my 2 magnets going this way because our pattern is going to go this way. So that's all we need to do. I have my rag off here to the side, which you can't see exactly, but all we're doing here, I'm going to rinse off my brush just to make sure I don't get any color. I do still have some color here. Okay, so there's still some color there. There we go. So all I'm doing is I am taking my water and I'm just laying it down, sort of going across this way. I am putting, this is called wet on wet, by the way. All we're doing is just wetting the paper, and the water goes across this way. So now that my paper is wet, I am going to bring the ink directly to the paper. So I'm taking the picked raspberry. I'm going to start with that. You see how the ink reacts with the water and we get this gorgeous texture. So taking the picked raspberry here, I'm gonna bring the yellow, the mustard seed next. And you see where the overlap is, you'll start to see the colors mixing. And now we have this yellow. I'm gonna go back over this with the pink a little bit just so it doesn't have a sharp line. Next, I'm going to go to the blue, the Salty ocean. And I'm going to overlap that with the yellow that we already put down. And you see how our blue already turned into green. So we're going to do that. And then next, I'm going to bring the blue again. And now you see the green and the blue mixing. And last, I'm gonna bring my picked raspberry back in once again. And now you see where the pink and the blue meet. It gives you this gorgeous purple color. You see how easy that is? Just 3 colors and we made a rainbow. So one thing I want to mention here is I use 2 brushes. You can do it with 1. It just means you have to dip your brush more frequently into the water. So especially when you're switching color families. But here, what I did was I had this with the pink and I had this with the yellow and the blue. So the pink, you see how it remained pinkish down here and then it went to purple all the way up here. I'm going to make this a little bit more organic or try. So I use these 2 brushes just so I don't mix the color families. Technically, I know a lot of people who are very good watercolor artists. They have 2 different jars of waters just so they don't mix warm colors with the cool colors. I'm too lazy for that. But so here I'm going to try to just blend this a little bit. And there we go. Our watercolor rainbow background is almost ready. So again, all it takes really is just go from, you start with the pink, mix in the yellow, leave the yellow a little bit, then bring in the blue, mix with the yellow, overlap with the yellow, then you get this beautiful green. And then you come back in with the blue, leave the blue alone. And last, you mix the pink, you bring the pink back in, the picked raspberry, you bring it back in and you mix it with the blue a little bit. You overlap it to get this gorgeous purple color. Voila, our background is ready. So I let my card panel dry and I finished off the cards. I ran out of time to show you guys, but here are a bunch of cards. They're all made, in the same way. And all I did here is essentially once this rainbow panel dried out, I went back in with this gorgeous flower that comes in the stamp, which is included in the kit, by the way. This stamp set comes in the kit. All I did is I took this rose flower and I took 2 of them. These two floral images here for this card. All I did was I basically stamped those flowers, in a diagonal pattern this way, kind of going, alternating between the 2 flowers, switching back and forth. I stamped them with embossing ink, and all I did was gold heat embossed these flower images. Look how gorgeous that is. So again, you saw me make the rainbow panel. All I did to finish it off was to just gold heat emboss these flowers. I added these butterfly sequins that come included in the kit. And the sentiment strip is also included in the kit. All I did was I simply cut it out and I foam mounted it on top of this card. So this card is exactly the same. Once you get carried away, you saw how easy it was to make that panel. So when I start making these panels, I make a bunch of them at a time and I have them ready in my stash just so that when I'm in a time crunch, I just pull out one of these backgrounds and I quickly finish up my cards and then we're good to go. So all I did was, again, it's the same thing. But one thing I want to point out here is you see how they're both made exactly the same way, but you see how they're different. The color is a little bit different. I had a lot more water on this card. So you see how there is the water that is organically moving. There's lots of movement in this card. There's lots of colors going on here. The green is very different. So this is what I mean by you never know what you're going to get when you put ink directly on the paper. And that's what I did here. So that's why they look very different. But the process is exactly the same. And all I did really to finish it off was to gold heat emboss these flower images and finished off with the sentiment strip that comes in the kit. This one is exactly the same. There's no difference at all in how the card is made. All I did different is I added some gold watercolor splatters on this card after I was done heat embossing. That's all there is different to this card. So again, like I said, so many different possibilities with this watercolor kit. All you need, again, can you believe it that we only use these 3 inks? All you need is exactly these 3 inks. The watercolor paper is already included in the kit. The stamp set is included. All you need is some time, and there you go. You have a bunch of cards. I also want to share with you some very, very different and unique cards that my design team and I made with this watercolor kit. I'm going to share those with you here in a second, but take a look at the website, take a look at the watercolor kit on the craftymeraki.com website, and you will see just with this one kit, just with these 3 inks, there are, I want to say, probably 30 to 40 cards. None of them look the same. They all look very, very, very different. I think I myself must have made about 10 to 15 different kinds of cards with this one kit. And I still have some more ideas. I just haven't had the time to work on them yet. So check out the website. You will see a lot of inspiration there. You will also see, again, I did another tutorial, I think it was a month ago or something, on SSBE, where I showed you negative watercoloring technique using this watercolor kit. So lots of fun, lots of ideas, lots of inspiration. Definitely do give it a try. Here are some more cards that the design team and I made using the special edition watercolor kit. You can see it's 1 kit, 1 stamp, 3 colors, but incredibly amazing number of possibilities. You can see the variety here. I mean, they all look so different from each other. Some of these cards that you're seeing here are simply masked off, put paint down in geometrical shapes. Just put some circles down, mask off squares, and put some color down. Like I said, the possibilities are endless with this just one kit. Also, some of these examples you see here are not exactly cards. One of our design team members had made a journal page, or journal book actually, and she used the 1 stamp set to make the entire journal. And I'll show you a glimpse of it here. There you go, that's the one. So it's all bound together. It's a book, and it has different kinds of pages using just that 1 stamp set from the kit. Here's some more watercoloring cards that I made, and I'll show you a close-up of this amazing, amazing card. Again, it's a slimline card, but made with that 1 stamp set and the 3 distress inks that come with the kit. Same with this one. Same stamp set. You just can hardly recognize that it's the same stamp set and it's the same kit. Okay, so for this show special today, you don't need to use a coupon. All you have to do is buy, and the U die from Pink Fresh Studio will get automatically added to your order. I will see you all again soon with another project. Until then, stay happy, stay crafty. Bye!
Hi, this is Michelle from Pink and Maine. Thanks so much for joining us today for the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo event. We're going to be making some cards today, just some fun, random, different themed cards, because I want to use some of this. And you say, what is this? Maybe you have this at home in your craft room as well. I call this my bag of good intentions. These are all of my parts and pieces, my stamps that got colored and cut out but never made it to the card. You know, sometimes you just get overwhelmed, and we have all these good intentions to make cards with all of our stamp sets and our dies. I even have word dies in here cut out, just slid inside. So today I'm going to use some items from my stash of good intentions. So for our first card, we're just going to make a quick and simple happy birthday card. And this was the piece that was in my stash that I hadn't used for anything. I had stamped out, this is from our special gift stamp set, and it gives a nice background of all these little presents or gifts. And I colored them. I had even die cut it as a panel for a card base and just never got around to using it. So we're going to layer it with a scallop rectangle from our scallop rectangle dies, give it a nice little pop with that black scalloped edge off this really bright colored card base, which is A2, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 folded. I've cut out 2 little strips of paper to put down the side. Now, another thing that you're going to see throughout our cards today is I'm focusing on using our new specialty papers. We just came out with a bunch of gorgeous glitter papers in 6x6 paper packs, as well as gold and silver foil and 2 sets of holographic 6x6 paper packs. And boy, you've got to see those in person to really get the feel for how gorgeous they are. Here is a piece of holographic from one of those sets, and I know the video just doesn't do it justice to how pretty and shiny it is in person. So I've cut a stitch circle and a scallop circle, and on my stitch circle I've stamped happy birthday to you, and that's from our Spotlight Sayings set 1 stamp set, and they're all perfect sentiments that fit within like a 1 3/4 to 2 inch circle or square. They fit really nice. So we're just going to glue all this together, and like I said, we're going to have a quick and simple birthday card. I always get asked what adhesive I use to make my cards. I am in love with our Easy Squeeze craft glue. So this is just basic white craft glue. You can use it for all of your paper crafting, your card making. It dries clear, it's a permanent bond. It's easy to use the bottle, and that was the most important thing to me. It's so easy to squeeze. You can get a very fine line of glue out, or if you squeeze a little harder, you can get a little thicker. But with liquid glue, a little bit goes a long way, and you really only need a very thin amount to adhere your papers together, and you won't get that buckling of the paper when you do that. There's that. Doesn't that holographic paper just make that sentiment pop off of there? So here's our card, quick and simple birthday card, but I think I'm gonna add some glitter enamel dots. These are from our all occasion glitter enamel dots. They're pretty and sparkly, and they'll add just the right finishing touch. And there we have our first card. I'm very excited. I used a piece from my Good Intentions bag. For our next card, I had a couple of pieces from this card laying around. I have this adorable toucan bird that I had colored and cut out. I had this pink background die piece. This is our beaded curtain cover die. So it's the same size as an A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And it's a really fun design with geometric, just the circles there. So I thought it would be fun to put it behind this super sparkly silver glitter paper from our metallics glitter paper collection. The great thing about our glitter paper is this glitter does not shed, it does not flake off, and it die cuts beautifully, so easily, so easily. So I have a top folding A2 size card, and I'm just going to adhere the glitter paper to the front. So for the design of the card, I wanted this green piece behind the beaded curtain panel to break up the glitter background a little bit, but to also give my toucan a place to anchor to the card or to sit against instead of just floating on the busy background. And now we'll adhere the beaded curtain die piece. And this is where the fine tip of our glue bottle is perfect for getting around these thin die cut pieces. Now we have our card base glued together. So I needed a little spotlight space for our toucan to sit on, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to layer some circles in the colors that are part of his beak, just to bring in those colors to the card to add a more colorful look to it. So I also brought in some of the black by using the black glitter paper, which is super pretty. And then I just layered with pink, orange, and yellow, which are part of his beak. So I'm going to glue these together first and then adhere them to the card. So now we have our spotlight for our toucan to sit. And last but not least, I stamped from the 𝐂𝐭 stamp set this sentiment, 𝐂𝐭. And here's our card. I think that came out super cute. For our next card, we're going to make a shaker card. I always like to throw a shaker card in there somewhere. They're just so much fun. So I had these narwhals from our narwhal stamp set, colored and cut out, and I thought they need to get put on a card. They're too stinking cute to stay in that Good Intentions bag. So the first thing we're going to do for our shaker card is we're going to make this frame. So I've cut out with our reverse scallop rectangle die, I've cut this frame out of our silver foil paper from our foil paper pack. Now, one thing I love about our silver and gold foil papers, they're a nice, thick, sturdy cardstock, so they're not a flimsy paper, but also they're not a super mirror shine. I like that they kind of look like brushed metal or like a brushed nickel finish for this silver, like you would have in your home. Not that bright, shiny mirror silver. So it just adds a really pretty, elegant, kind of fancy touch. So behind the frame, I have glued a piece of clear acetate. I've just cut it to the size and glued it on the back. And you can use package inserts or anything clear that you have on hand. I've even made shaker cards with a vellum piece because the vellum was see-through enough that you could see the pretty shaker pieces behind it, but without being perfectly clear. What I did on the back of the frame is I've added foam adhesive all the way around. So I have my foam adhesive already adhered to the back of my frame. You want to make sure when you put your foam adhesive around that you completely connect all the foam together so you don't have any holes where your little sequins or glitter or whatever you put in your shaker card is going to shake through and come out. And then I have a piece of this beautiful blue glitter paper. I'm telling you, the video probably does not do it justice. It is gorgeous, and I'm going to glue this down to the card base. And there we go. I love using liquid glue on cards as well because you have a few seconds to shimmy your piece into place before it permanently adheres. Also, from the silver foil, I've cut out one of our stitched hearts. So I'm going to adhere that down in the center. There we go. Now I want my narwhals to kind of hover around the edges of my heart, but I'm going to put them on top of the shaker frame, so they're actually on top of the card. But the other thing I'm going to add to the inside is the sentiment. So I'm going to just put them there so I can see where I want to add my sentiment. Now we're ready to add our shaker pieces and then put our frame on the top. So I'm using just this bottle of, it's like super chunky glitter. You can use sequins or whatever else you'd like in your shaker card. So I'll keep these pieces just in the center of the card, and I'm going to remove the backing off my foam adhesive so that I can stick our frame down. Oh, and look at all that glitter, chunky glitter shaking around in there. That is really pretty on top of the blue glitter paper. And now we're going to adhere our narwhals to the outside of the card. And here is our super sparkly narwhal shaker card. I think that's really cute. Our next card is a slimline card. So I have my slimline card base already cut and folded. So I make my slimline cards when they're folded 8.5 by 3.5 inches. And all of our slimline dies at Pink & Main are made to fit that dimension of a slimline card. They are proportionate, so they would fit nicely on a 9 by 4 slimline card, but you'll just have more of a border around the outside. I've cut this scallop piece to layer on our card base, and this really pretty teal paper, and I've used our Sympathy slimline dies, have this pretty scallop die as part of that set, and it has a nice stitching finished on the inside of the scallop there. So I'm going to glue this down to our card base. And there's our card base. So to highlight our characters on this card, I've cut out 3 circles from this really pretty pink glitter paper. This is in our spring glitter paper pack. And I've cut out another holographic scallop circle. I love that and how it looks so pretty behind the glitter. So we're going to glue these down to our card base. Now we have our super sparkly card base ready. So in my bag of good intentions, I found these really cute pieces from our Mermazing coffee stamp set. And I've cut them out with the coordinating dies. I had already colored and cut them out, so that was convenient. They're just ready to be put on a card. All I had to do was stamp the sentiment, and then I layered the sentiment with that holographic paper just to make it pop off the card. So it says, always be mermazing, and then in parentheses, it's got coffee helps. So for the coffee lover in you. So I just have to decide how I'm gonna place these on the card. I know I wanna highlight the mermaid herself in the center. Maybe we'll put that adorable coffee mug at the top. You see the handle is a mermaid tail. Isn't that adorable? And then we have the mermaid and she's sitting on a coffee cup there. That's really cute. We'll add that to the bottom. And then I think pop her up just a little bit so I can put the sentiment down here. Always be, or maybe the sentiment should go at the top. Yes, I like that. We'll put the sentiment towards the top here. And then we'll add the little coffee helps down this way. So it just brings your eye all around the card. And the stamp set has this adorable miniature image of the mermaid on the coffee cup. And I think I'm gonna stick that in on the inside, and then you can write your little message. But I thought that was too cute not to use it. And here's our Always Be Mermazing card. Isn't that adorable and sparkly? I did decide to put the coffee mug here in the center just to separate the two mermaids a little bit. And I added that adorable little mug to the back so I can sign the back of my card, and I've got that cute little mermaid mug on the back as well. For our last card, these three pieces that I'm holding in my hand were in my Good Intentions bag. I had this die cut panel. This is our floral cover die. And what I did was I just ink blended a sheet of cardstock with just these different colors. And then I just die cut this piece out. So it's got this nice ombre look with these rainbow colors. It's really pretty. I also had our thanks die cut out, pre-cut in this white cardstock. I thought that would work. And I happened to find the sentiment strip. This is one of our sentiment strip dies, the 1/4 inch one, and it already had this sentiment on it, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So I thought that worked well with our thanks die and our floral cover, and I thought it would look gorgeous on the white cardstock. And you can find the white cardstock in our metallic set. And like before, I think the video just does not do it justice. This is a gorgeous white glitter. It's iridescent, so it has hints of other colors, and it's just super sparkly and pretty. It'd be beautiful for winter, also for like snow backgrounds. Really pretty. So I'm going to adhere that down to my A2 size card. And now we'll adhere the die cut piece. It fits perfectly on an A2 size card, and it makes a really quick and simple card to put together. One thing you can do is to flip your card over with a large piece like this and just press it against your surface to help you adhere all those small parts. There, and that is just beautiful on its own. Now I'm just going to glue down the thanks and the other part of the sentiment. One thing I didn't mention about our glue is that you don't have to worry about the freezing issue with some other glues. If our glue does freeze, if it's shipped in the winter, you just let it thaw out and it's good to go, just like new. Doesn't affect it. And there you have this one gorgeous and sparkly thank you card. Thanks so much again for joining us today. I hope that you've enjoyed these cards I created and that they inspire you to go into your good intentions stash and pull out some of those stamps and die cuts that just never made it onto your projects. You can find all of these items and more at pinkandmain.com. And until next time, keep living the creative life.
With your notes. Hi everybody, welcome back.
Oh my gosh, once again, amazing segments.
Fantastic.
I'm shopping.
I know, there's so many good things to buy this
Oh
weekend.
my goodness, it was, Creek Bank.
Julie is such a great instructor.
Isn't
when
she?
I really learn. When she's on, I learn.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to go back and re-watch once I get the products. So I can do it again.
Right. And how cute is her husband?
I
I think it is him opening up it's just always so much fun.
He's adorable.
Yeah,
Tom, we love you. You're funny.
The two of them just seem like so much fun. Like, I definitely want to, like, go to dinner with them and hear stories. I don't know. It just sounds like they would be great storytellers.
Yeah.
But, oh my
They're
goodness.
so nice.
Yes, I loved that alpha die.
It was so cool.
And
the project she did was amazing.
Yes, I think it's a real, like, must-have. Like I was telling Sean during the segment, like, of course we have our silhouettes and our crickets, but sometimes I just want that die. Like, I just need it's easier. You just crank it out real fast and get a title on your scrapbook layout or whatever.
I'm learning to appreciate them more now.
Yeah, so I definitely think this is a must-have, this die.
Yeah, absolutely. And her bundle's a great price, too. You get a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
It's like $97 worth of stuff that you get. It's amazing.
I also love that they have that super tacky tape in 3-inch or 6-inch. That's so good how she was showing all the different techniques with the undo, and and then getting the ruler, and like if you want it, if it's not quite straight, you kind of like push it. There are so many great techniques in there.
That was so cool, Julie, how you did it. Use the undo to kind of like suspend the glue for a minute so that you could get it right where you wanted it.
Yeah,
I would have never thought of that, and then go back over it and press it down. That was just awesome.
I did, and I also loved the frame and that shaker card. I still haven't mastered shaker cards, so I'm glad that they have the foam and the window already made with the die. I think that's a must-have also, because I love shaker cards. And how amazing were their sprinkled confetti?
So cute.
They have all kinds of
different. I love the jars.
And the jars that you could buy. Oh my gosh! Like, that is amazing, right?
It totally is.
So I die. I love them.
They have such great products too.
Right. And then one more tip that I thought was really neat was she colored the edge of the foam to match the card. You don't think about that.
See the white.
Yeah, I thought that was
I've never done that before. I never even crossed my mind. And I always hate the look of the white foam.
Yeah, so coloring it to match the card, so awesome.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Creek Bank Creations.
We love you, Creek Bank.
Yes.
So Creek Bank Special expires on April 23rd. It's 15% off the website using coupon code HAPPY. 30% off Outline Letter Bundle Special. There are free freight on orders over $50. And you can't, I think you can't double dip the 15% off with the bundle. So like there's some exclusions. The 15% off doesn't work on some things. So you're already getting 30% off on the bundle, which is great.
That's awesome.
Really great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Creek Bank. That was awesome.
Oh, awesome. And then we go to
Crafty Meraki. She's so talented.
Her rings and her voice.
Her nails.
Her nails.
Fantastic.
But I purchased the other watercolor
you haven't used it
bundle.
Yet, right?
Well, because there's just so much greatness.
Is it still in the box? The shipping box?
Maybe. But it is so much fun. You get such a value and so many things in there. Like you get the distress oxide, you get the watercolor pen, you get the stamp, the stencil, and more, and then the sentiment stickers.
Yeah.
It's just a great, for if you want to make different cards. And I think also it's really good. She teaches such great techniques on watercolors.
Yes, she, again, excellent instructor.
Yeah.
Absolutely excellent. Like, clear, enunciates, you understand everything she's doing.
Right.
It's just fantastic.
Right.
And she does great projects.
Doesn't she? And how she got all that rainbow out of 3 colors, which is so rad. Like, amazing.
She's talented.
I loved it.
Talented lady.
And then, also, I loved how she shows always her website, how to navigate the website before she starts the project. I think that's really easy because if you're kind of like me and you're not so great on it, it's just nice to see, because the last time I was like, where is this workshop? But she has a category, SSBE, workshop, so you could just click right into that and you'll find the bundle. It's really easy to find. Sometimes I get lost trying to navigate through these websites.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So
but it's
that's
nice
really
that
nice.
She shows you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then also with that same waffle flower stamp. Her design team and her made so many different cards using that stamp, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah,
so
they did a good job.
This is a must-have.
She is so talented. So you've got the Crafty Meraki So Special. Words are hard, apparently. Free with purchase, Pink Fresh Studio U dies with purchase of the Crafty Meraki Special Edition Watercolor Kit, which is a $10 value, no coupon code needed, while supplies last, valid the 17th and the 18th. So it ends tomorrow.
Ooh,
so that's fantastic. Yeah, so you'll get the U die, like the word U, from Pink Fresh Studio.
That is awesome.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Pink Fresh. Thanks, Crafty Meraki. We love them.
Yes. So thank you so much, Crafty Meraki, for another amazing video. And then we go into Pink and Main.
Yeah.
Pink and Main. I love Pink and Main.
Her stash of good intentions. I love the stash of good intentions. I'm so doing that when I get home.
I know, me too.
I have a drawer of good intentions.
A great idea and name.
Yeah, I know. I love the name.
Because I don't know about you, Sean, but I'm very like, sometimes I just want to color and then I have to go all the way through with it. And I thought, this is so great, because sometimes I just want to color and I don't want to make a card. Like so it's a great idea to have, maybe stamp out a whole bunch of things, cut them out, and then have them in a baggie with
ready to go.
intentions. And look at all the projects she made doing that.
And she saved herself a lot of time because she already did all of the stuff ahead of, like the coloring ahead of time, which takes the longest.
Right. And I think that's why sometimes
kill time when you just want to color but not craft.
Exactly. If you're like me, exactly. Sometimes I don't want to craft. I don't want to go all. And this is a great way to see what you have and go through. And I thought that was amazing. I just love all of her dyes. Yeah, her dyes are great. And they're pink, so you know that they're pink and me. They're her dyes, and I'm always like, because I don't have a great system. Like, I know you're very organized. I have like a magnetic sheets all over, but with the Slimline dyes, I'm struggling because they take up so much of the magnetic space, and I don't have enough left over to give to them. Right. So yeah, I love that she does the pink, because I can put it on a little key ring or something and that's a leave it up on my pegboard, and I know that they're hers because they're pink. Right. That's a great idea. But she has that beautiful glitter paper. Yeah, that was beautiful. The holographic paper. I'm excited to try the Easy Squeeze glue. Yes. I have not tried her adhesive before. I am a big fan of liquid adhesive just recently. Yeah. So I've been using tear tape this whole time, and now I've started using liquid adhesive, and I love it. Yeah, so because you could kind of still move it if you move things around. Yeah. I'm like, where has this been all my life? It's been there, I just didn't realize. Yeah, I remember somebody saying, you use liquid adhesive on everything, and I'm like, yeah, because you could still kind of move it around. If it's not great for straight, or so I've used it on everything, so I love it. But I do want to try this tape. But
Yeah.
I mean, the toucan card, the
beaded curtain die.
the narwhals, the mermaid coffee stamp.
Yeah, that was adorable.
Pink and Maine. Oh my
So
gosh, you
cute.
have my heart.
Always be mermazing. Coffee
Right?
helps. Yes,
Yes.
it does. With everything.
Yes. So what are let's see what some of the...
Shannon saying the good intentions drawer. Perfect name for the I procrastinated so long I forgot what this pile was for.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty
Shannon.
much.
That is so
Pretty
true.
much, Shannon, yeah.
So true. And while we're waiting for the coupon, I just wanted to shout out Sandy, Michelle, Linda, Alice, Rebecca, and Jody. Hi guys!
Hi, ladies.
They're all scrapbooking together this weekend. We love you. Happy birthday, Alice. We love you.
Happy birthday, Alice.
Yes. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so Pink and Maine show special, because I almost forgot. 15% off now through April 22nd using code EXPO421. EXPO421. You get 15% off at pinkandmaine.com.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, I am too. That little mermaid, it's mermazing.
Mermazing, it sure is. So I just want to shout out some people that are watching over here on YouTube.
You're on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
So hello Sandy, hello Betty Lim, hello Mary Reno.
Hi, Betty.
Hello Carmen Radix. Oh my gosh, thank you for being with us. We hope you're having fun because we are. Is there anybody on?
Jennifer Elaine. Hello, Jennifer Elaine. And Denise, she uses dries clear glue a lot. Yeah. So not so movable though. Oh wow.
Oh.
We gotta
Interesting.
change that for you, Denise, because
Yes.
it's great for layers.
Right.
But yeah, actually, it's time for our next presenter. So welcome, Dare to Be Artsy. We'll see you soon. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dare to Be Artsy studio. I'm Cindy and I'm going to be making some cards with you guys today. So we're going to do two versions of this one. It's using our Groundhog Garden stamp set. And then we're going to make this fun folded card here. And this is using our ice cream social collection. So I think you're going to enjoy them. Let's get started. Be sure you stay to the end because we got some discount codes for you. We're going to start out using our ice cream social collection. The Totally Awesome stamp set and the coordinating die. We're also using our double dot circle dies and our oval fancy scalloped framelits. We're going to be making this card. I just want to show you two examples. The turtle here is stamped and colored in, and the other one is cut right out of the paper with those same dies. That's what you're going to love about this collection. And here's a fun layout using the same collection, and these images that are popped up are cut right out of the paper. The first thing we're going to start with is our card, and I love this fun fold where it tucks inside the other panel. Your base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5. You're going to take your scoreboard out, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8. And then you're going to rotate your paper and just score it at 2 1/8 again. So these two panels then will fold in and meet in the center. Make sure you get the bone folder out and give it a nice crease. This card now folds down to the standard A2 size card. You're going to cut two pieces at 2 inches by 5 3/8. Those are the solids. And then two pieces at 1 3/4 inches by 5 1/8 inches. And that's your pattern paper. And we're using that again from the Ice Cream Social Collection. So just layer these up. I've cut these panels so they're slightly smaller, so you'll have a nice white border all the way around. This paper that we're using that has the stripes is on the back side of the Scoops of Thanks paper. And I think it works really nice with this teal paper. The stamp set again that we're using is the Totally Awesome set. It's got lots of great sentiments in it. We've got slow and steady wins the race unless you're eating ice cream. What the shell?
we're using Have a Sweet Day on this card. On the inside, we're going to be You're Totally Awesome. There's also You're the Cherry on top. So many different sentiments that can be used from this one stamp set. So now we have the two front panels done. Next, we're going to take the ice cream splatters and put it on the inside. I love the turtles that are on the other side of this page. This is our Turtle Sunday page. I've also used this paper with our Crafty Gnome because it also looks like paint splatters. We're going to cut this teal paper with our scalloped dies. And I love the way this scallop looks. It's just, it's like perfect for a little bit of bling on the top and bottom. Now we're going to cut a couple more pieces out of some of the other papers in the collection. I'm going to go ahead and tack these down together, but I'm only putting adhesive around the outside edges, and you'll see why in a second. I'm going to go ahead and center that. Then we're going to take our circle dies. It's an inside-outside dot pattern, so when you punch out the center, it actually leaves a dot pattern behind, a nice finished edge. Now we're going to attach it to the right panel. So you only want adhesive on one side. So just make sure you can even mark it, just so you know where you're going to put your adhesive. And center that with the panels closed. All right, first part done. Now we're going to use our Totally Awesome set. And we're going to stamp a little sentiment, Have a Sweet Day. And here I've just stamped some of the little paint splatters or ice cream splatters. The teal is going to fit right in that circle. And this again, we want to make a mark because we only want to put adhesive on the left side this time. While the panels are closed, we'll just position that circle right inside there. So now when you open it, it fits perfectly. Now let's go ahead and put some foam tape on the sentiment so we can pop that up for just a little added dimension to the card. And we also have lots of other little pieces from the stamp set and from the paper. Some of these little popsicles and ice cream cones are cut right out of the paper with the dies that coordinate. So we could pick one of those. This little popsicle I actually stamped and colored in. And I popped that up. Now let's decorate the inside of the card. We're using You're Totally Awesome, and again, you can cut these stamps apart. So instead of using it as a straight line, I just wanted to be a little bit more whimsy and make sure it fit on the circle, so I cut that apart. I'm going to just attach this flat, and you'll notice the curve of our circles matches that oval perfectly. They both have the pierced stitch, so it looks like they're just made to go together. This turtle is stamped and colored in. We're going to go ahead and pop that up with some foam tape. And just position this. Still want to leave a little bit of room so you can sign your name. Now I could stamp the little ice cream splatters, but you can also use the die that comes in the set. And I put some adhesive on the back of some different colored paper. And then when I die cut those, I just keep them in position so that I can grab them at any time and just use them like little stickers. I'll put the rest in my storage with my dies, so I'll always have those handy. So there's our first card. Now let's move on to the next one. We're going to use our homegrown collection. I love these papers as well. Just so fun for summer. We're going to use our Groundhog Garden stamp set and the coordinating die. Those dies, again, are going to cut many of the images out of the paper. This is one of the cards we're going to do. We're using our wavy framelits. Here's a few of the groundhogs that I've already stamped and colored in. And this is, I just wanted to show you again how the dies will cut a lot of the images right out of the paper. We're also using our Land and Clouds die. So this is a slimline card. It's 8.5 by 7.5 and then folded in half. We're using again the wavy framelits die. There's a rectangle for the outside that cut the green and white polka dot. The next layer is the waves. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. I just love adding extra dimension to my cards. And I love this green and white polka dot. I use this for a lot of different things. And we'll put our daisies in the center. Now I took the grass and I actually attached it first to the white base. I glued it down, and then when I cut it out, it gives you that stitch all the way around, so it looks just has a really nice finished edge. I'm going to lay this piece flat on the daisies. I did mow the grass just a little bit in the center so the sentiment would fit. And it says, sometimes you have to let life turn you upside down so you can learn how to live right side up. I love that sentiment. So here's the groundhog upside down, and here he is peeking out of his hole, and I'm putting some foam tape behind this so it pops up in front. Very simple card. Now I want to show you just another version. So with this one, same paper collection, but I wanted more of the background to show. I actually attached the green to the Abundant Harvest paper first and then cut it out. And then we're using the banners in that wavy framelit die set for the center. Again, I wanted a different sentiment. This is wishing you a happy day. And by using this little banner instead, it leaves a lot of the other paper showing with all the veggies and stuff. I just wanted you to be able to see that more. So I'm going to center that. It was slightly above center. This time we're going to use the groundhogs that I stamped and colored in. So we'll just kind of decide which ones we want to use. I think we'll use this guy, have him holding a glass of wine, and maybe the other one where he's poking his head out. And I'll just save the other images for my next card. And I think we'll use this daisy as well. And I love the orange stripes in this collection. They're just so fun. So let's pop this up. Now, I'm putting 2 layers on the bottom half of this groundhog because the top half is going to be sitting on top of the banner. So the banner already has some depth to it. It has 1 layer. So I wanted the groundhog to be even. So again, that's why I layered 2 on the bottom half of him and just 1 on the top half. And with this little guy, I want to tuck him behind some of the grass. So I'm going to put just a little bit of foam tape behind him, but still tuck it behind. And then let's go ahead and add the daisy. And can't decide, let's just put it up here on the banner. And then we've got his little wine glass. So let's put that in his hands. And he is ready to go. Now this card's for all of you because I'm wishing you a happy day. I've had a great time doing these 3 cards with you guys today. If you want to make these cards at home, you can just visit our website at daretobeartsy.com. And if you go to the class kits and bundles section, you're going to be able to find both kits. We'll have the Groundhog class bundle and the Turtle class bundle, so you'll get the dies and the stamp sets and a variety pack of the paper. Also be sure and check out all of our new Slimline dies. I want to thank the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo for inviting us to participate again. We'll see you guys again soon. Now have a great day, and I dare you to be artsy.
Well, I'm awfully glad you could join me today. I have a table full of new products, new projects for you, new concepts. So we're going to start with Picture This, and I hope you enjoy everything I have to show you today. Well, hello, crafters. It's so good to be back with you again. A few months ago, I presented a product called Picture This Stamps, and I did a short demo and showed you how to do some masking and create your own scenes. Now, here's a sample of one that we put together. And you see it just took a variety of the stamps, and you could just put them together any way you like. And it's a great concept, and I think some of you may have been a little intimidated by making a selection. For example, we've got the boats, little boats, going to the beach huts. We've got Fisherman's Wharf, Quayside. These are all scenes from the sea. We've got the Customs House. And then we've got the accessories. We've got people, cars, trees. Here's the Captain's Cottage, the lighthouse. And this is one of the newer ones, and this has been really popular. So in talking with Nigel and Andy, who are the creators and owners of Picture This, they were thinking that it might be fun if you had a chance to try out the stamps before you bought them, see how you like them, see how they're put together, and then you could make a decision from there. So what they came up with is called the Harbor Set Outlines. What this is a set of 27 sheets that are already pre-printed and ready to color. This is perfect too, in case you get an hour to yourself and you thought, oh, I'd like to do some stamping or coloring. Eliminate the stamping, just sit down and have fun. So in this set, it starts off with a lighter weight sheet. Now this is perfect because you could use this, you can cut this out and use it for a mask. You can use it as a practice sheet for your colors and how you want it to look. So there's that one. Then also on the lighter weight sheet, here are the boats set that I showed you. So there's a variety of different ones there. Now, for the accessories, they've included lampposts, and these you can actually cut, color, and use as 3D. Now, what happened on this one, the railway cuttings, which is that all-time favorite that we like, Andy took and just kind of gave you a different perspective. And you can see he's done it a little curvy, a little taller. This one is actually just about the right size, a little more extended. Added some people for you to add in there. And here's another one, using the lighthouse. And these are all existing stamps. Now we get into a little heavier cardstock. And just like the one I showed you on the lighter weight, they've done it with a little bit of curvature, give it a little quirky look, a little more elongated. and a little bit wider. But there again, you still have the people you can add in and do 3-dimension on that. Now, for the beach huts, this is where the fun comes in order to create a scene. If you had gotten the stamp, you would have the beach hut and these other little huts and the little caravans. But what they've done is created the entire scene for you. So you can see it's the same beach hut, but we've got the water added, the clouds, all those things that really Andy just does so well. So he's put it all together for you. This is a heavy cardstock, and this is made for markers. And here we are with another one. This is on the heavy, it's about an 80-pound cardstock, and it's smooth, and as I say, perfect for markers. So he's added in the boats for you. He's done Fisherman's Wharf and just added, done all the masking and the hard work for you. Here's our next one. It's a little bit of a twist. In this one, he's even added a car. Now here we are with railway cuttings. This one is one of my favorites too. There again, it's on the marker paper. And when I showed you the one that was masked, they've done it on a heavier cardstock. And what you can do with this one is you can cut it and flip it and make an extended piece. So you can make it actually twice this long. Another larger version of the railway cuttings. And this is wonderful because you've got a lot more area and you can actually play with your markers a little bit more. This is kind of a medium weight stock, but they're again good for markers. So you can cut these pieces out and you can add them, say, in the railway cuttings. And you can see he's already put in a post for you. And there's trees, the fences. This is the medium weight stock, again good for markers. So we're using the same images, but just little variations on the paper, so you can switch out your mediums as you like. This is also the boats, and this is a nice smooth paper. And a repeat of the lighthouse. Another one on the smooth paper. Now we get into the watercolor paper. This is some of the nicest watercolor paper. It's heavy duty, and what they've done on this, and this is what's so great about these prints, you'll notice that it's not in a dark black, so that when you use it with your watercolors, the outlines are not just going to jump out at you. This is going to make a beautiful, beautiful watercolor. And you get 2 of those of the beach huts on the watercolor paper. Then we've got the scene with the Fisherman's Wharf and the extra buildings and the boats. There's 2 of those on the watercolor paper. Got the railway cuttings. Just imagine this in a frame, how wonderful this is going to be. And then there are 2 done a little bit differently. You can see what he's done on this one. It's the same railway cuttings, just done in a smaller size, and again in the gray, but then he's added the fence and some of the accessories for you. And there are 2 of those. And lastly, the other version of the Fisherman's Wharf. This is with the larger boat, the little car, and he's already put in the birds for you. And imagine this is a watercolor with a nice wash for the sky and the water. There's a lot of opportunity here if you love watercolors. So I say, I hope you like this set. Now, I've only got a limited supply. This is the first release, and they're already working on the second release. So I'm going to be excited to see that. They've actually taken some of the most popular ones, and they're just going to reimagine them, and again, print them on a complete set for you on the different weights of papers. So no matter what your favorite medium is, this will be a great set. So if you prefer, you can go ahead and buy the stamps. You could buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You could buy 12 different stamps to get the same results that you have in the coloring set. And like I say, this is just a perfect way to decide if you like the stamps, if you want to do more, and how you want to work with them. Just gives you a nice feel for the entire collection. And don't forget now, there's over 70 different ones. So if the beach scenes and the Fisherman's Wharf aren't your particular favorite, why not take a look at the rest of the collection and see if there's something there you might like. Well, before we move on to our next new product, I thought I would just give you one last look at one of the ways that you can use the outlines. A lot of you are scrapbookers and card makers. So what I did is I just selected a pretty piece of paper and I cut out, just fussy cut along the lines. And if you just think about placing it there, you could even do this with a light colored pencil, you know, to pick up the wash effect. Even the lamppost, add that. Put in a place for a picture, and you really have a very pretty scrapbook page. And the same thing. I found a little beach wash from Stamperia, and I just cut out one of the houses off the sheet, add a little boat, put in your photo, maybe a little sentiment, and you're all set. This works equally well if you're going to make a card. Why not? Take the pieces, add a little scene, and you're good to go. So just a couple of ideas of what you can do with the outlines rather than just coloring and framing. Okay, now for some new collections from Stamperia. About the middle of March is when the new releases were delivered. So this will be the first time you'll get a chance to see these. Now, 3 of the collections, Stamperia has gone back to the basics. They wanted to create collections that you could actually use for scrapbooking. So the whole thing was designed with scrapbookers in mind. Now, of course, they're perfect for mixed media, but we're back to basics. So on this threads, I'm showing you the 8x8, but it comes in a 12x12, has the die cuts, the chipboard, stencils, and all the goodies that come with it. But the papers themselves are just a really pretty background. Now here is one of the sheets, one of the single sheets. And look how pretty that is. So they're all themed for the sewing. The one side has cards, and this side is, of course, the backgrounds. And then we move on. Here's another one. So you can see how perfect these are for scrapbook pages. I love this one with the buttons. Now the next one, and of course then this is the complete collection. It's the 12x12, all the die cuts. This is the 8x8. You see it has a multitude of images there. And here are some of the single sheets. Now there's even molds with the seashells. This would be perfect. And it also has the sea animals. Got the dolphins, the whales, the sea turtles. But how about that for a beautiful background? Next is the romantic journal collection. And here again, you have a choice. The 12x12 will have the same sheets. But how about this one? And this would be wonderful journals or mini albums. This one is with the old-fashioned roses. This is a particularly pretty page. And you see the back side. So you see how they've designed it so that you've got that overall pattern in the back ready for you. This is another Sea Dream that I didn't show you before, but the wood backgrounds. And you can see now they're all going to coordinate. This is the Romantic Journal. So you can actually mix and match. So they've all got the same overall theme. It's very subtle and very pretty. And here's one last one from Sea Dream. Okay, the next collection, next new one from Stamperia is Atelier des Arts. This is a fabulous collection if you're an artist. The papers are just wonderful colors. It was actually designed by Sarah, and she patterned this after her own studio, that's pretty exciting. And she just included everything that was special to her. And as a matter of fact, you can see on this particular sheet, she's got all the old suitcases and frames and things she's collected. On one of the sheets, this one in particular, this is actually her artwork. So that makes it really special. She hand painted all of these pictures. And then there's just some wonderful designs here. And actually this one is just the paint spatters that you would find in your art studio. And look at this. Pretty fantastic. And then there's several sheets that are just the color charts. This one I like a lot. And there again, just paint spatters. So as I say, if you're an artist, this is really special. There's die cuts, stencils, the decorative chips. Here's the chipboard. And look with the artist palette. Now the molds are just spectacular on this one. I was able to make some molds. But look at this with the little artist brush. Then there's a whole mold that's nothing but the frames and then the palette. Pretty special. And there's also another chipboard too. Sentiments are always an issue. So here we are with a whole sheet of nothing but these are self-adhesive chipboard pieces, plus the die cuts also. So there's an awful lot to look at in that one. Okay, now the next one is Voyage Fantastique. This is a reissue of the original collection. When it first came out, it came out with a 22 pad sheet and the 12 by 12 and the rice papers, but really none of the extras. So what they did is a re-release, but now they have the decorative chips, the die cuts, extras of everything, so that you can kind of bring this one back. I like this one a lot. It's steampunk, but not the hard steampunk. It's very much Victorian, and there's a lot of beautiful images in this one. Okay, and the last new one is Passion. And we last time we met, I mentioned that the new ones were coming in, and to be honest, I haven't had a chance to work with all of the collections like I usually do. But this one I did, and I can show you an album that I finished. Now this is using one of the molds, and these are just parts of the paper pad. With this little album, you can see it's got beautiful colors. The pinks, the blues, little bits of brown. And I even made a small book just by using, I used the 𝐒𝐭𝐧𝐧𝐞 texture roll for this one to make the book, and then just added a few pages with a stamp. And then the waterfall, these images are on the new size paper pad. It's a 6 by 12, and it's just full of just smaller images. And I'll show you that. This is the 6 by 12. And the whole pad is just full of double-sided. Now, the beauty part about this double side is that it's an exact match. So when you flip this one image over, it's the exact match on the other side. This is really new for Stamperia, and they said it was very difficult to make, which I can understand, just trying to get everything to register. And here's another piece that I finished. It's just a card. And again, just using some of the decorative chips. This was one of the chipboard pieces. This is one of the clear die cuts. And you can see it's a little bit shiny. It's not a see-through. It's an opaque die cut, but it does have a nice sheen to it. And they're very nicely cut. There's no edges on that to show. Some of them used to have white edges, but they've eliminated that. And then here's just a quick flip through some of the pages on the 12 by 12. So this is definitely for the romantic. And here's another one of the molds. And you look at the detail on those. And last but not least, starting with the collectibles, the 6 by 12 paper pad is Amazonia. Now, if you all like the Arctic, Antarctic, and Cosmos and Forest, you're going to love Amazonia. And this is the 8 by 8. Of course, it comes in a 12 by 12. And with all the die cuts, the clear die cuts. But this is just a wonderful collection. Oh, there's so many textures too. There's even some molds that have the tribal texture and a wood texture also. So maybe next time we meet, I'll have some projects to show you and I'll go into this a little more in depth. But at least you get a feel for what's there. And also on the website, all you have to do is type in the name of the collection and you'll get all of the pieces that go with that collection. Okay, now I've got some new products. The first one is from 𝐒𝐬𝐧𝐽𝐿. It's their metal flakes, and I have them in the rose gold, and you can apply this with the 3D adhesive. And with any metal flakes, you know that you apply the adhesive, let it get to be tacky, put it down, and then just brush off the excess, and then you can burnish it. Now, Stamperia also has flakes, and these are new. And with this one, you can use this product. This was specially made for their gold flakes. Now, back to 𝐒𝐬𝐧𝐽𝐿. If you like the texture rolls, which I've done a demo on before, this is really a heavy-duty paper. You can't tear it, but you can sew it, stain it, paint it, do everything to it. They had the original in the 12-inch. Now they're coming out with the 6-inch rolls, and these are great for smaller projects. I also have from 𝐒𝐬𝐧𝐽𝐿 the mat boards. Now these are 6 by 13 inches. So there's a lot you can do with these, even if you want to make mini albums or use them with your heavy dies. Now, I don't know if any of you have tried their shrink plastic, but this is, I love this stuff. And what you can do is you can stamp on it, you can color it, and then when you hit it with the heat, it shrinks down, I believe, to about 60% or 50% of the original size. So you can make all kinds of embellishments and decorations with it. But this one is a new product. This one, you can print it on your printer and then shrink it. So this is fascinating because you can take any image. You're not limited to your stamps or anything else. Whatever is on your computer, you can print it out and then shrink it down. So that has a lot of potential. Now, one other product. These are called aluminum metal sheets. Now what they are, they're flexible, but they're metal. And these are wonderful for embossing. And also, once they're embossed, you can take any of your vintage pastes and antique it with that. But they're adhesive backed. They'll cut on your die cutter, or you can cut it to any shape and use it just like you would a metal. So I have that one in gold, rose gold, and silver. Well, I think that's going to do it for me today, and we'll end up where we started with picture this and the outline. So I hope you'll give those a try. I really enjoyed showing you everything that I've got, and I hope maybe next time I'll have even more. And as I say, I'll try to get together some projects for you. So I hope you give it a shot, any one of our new products, and let me know how you like them. Thanks so much.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you to the incredible Expo team for hosting another amazing event. I'm Lisa with the Cat Scrappiness team, and I have a whole lot of crafty goodness to share with you today. The topic of today's video is Slimline cards and Slimline dies. CatScrappiness.com has a whole variety of Slimline dies for you to make some awesome Slimline cards. A lot of people are intimidated by Slimline cards because they are so much space to fill, but it really isn't as hard as you think. And today I'm going to show you briefly how I made this card that is on camera right now, and show you that you only need a few elements to make a beautiful Slimline card. I want to start by talking about the size of Slimline cards. The most important thing for you to remember when you're making a Slimline card is that you have an envelope that it can fit in, because really a Slimline card can be almost any size you choose. The orientation of them are basically that they are long and narrow, and in general I make my Slimline cards to be a finished size of 8.5 by 3.5. And what I do is I take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and I cut it to 8.5 by 7. I score it at 3.5 and I fold it down the middle. And that's generally the size of my cards. Cat Scrappiness offers a variety of Slimline envelopes in the shop. And this particular one is Parcel Wrap Craft. She also has white and cream, and a whole variety of rainbow colors now are available in the large and the mini Slimline dies. So plenty of already made envelopes, so you don't have to worry about making one or finding the right size. These envelopes measure 9.5 by 4.25. So if you're making an 8.5 by 3.5 Slimline card, then they will definitely fit into those envelopes. So I'm going to show you really briefly how I made this card today so you can see how easy it is. I used a couple of products on this card and I'll show them to you. The cute little quokka on the card comes from the Coconut stamp set. And this little guy with his arms in the air was the perfect guy for this card. There are 2 other quokka stamp sets at CatScrappiness.com that are adorable that you can check out. The other products I used are the Slimline dies themselves. This one is the Slimline stitched cloud border die, and it has a beautiful cloud pattern with stitching in it. The second one is a Slimline grass border die, and it cuts out really nice grass pattern. So to start off with this card, I did something with the stitched cloud border die that I want to show you. I actually made a stencil out of this die. I took some stencil material, I cut it out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stencil that I made, I'm going to lay it on the base of my Slimline card. I'm going to take some Distress ink and broken china, but you can use whatever color you want, obviously. To get that foam pad nice and saturated. And I'm going to stencil on a really light cloud pattern on this card. Usually what I do is I start off my stencil and come onto my cardstock very lightly. And you can see you've got that beautiful cloud pattern happening there. Usually what I do is I just fill in the area that's white above, and then on the next line what I would do is I'd flip the stencil over so I would get a different pattern for the second line down. I'm not too worried about the blotchiness up at the top because the cloud die cut is actually going to go over that piece on the card. But I just wanted to give you a general idea of how you'd use the cloud stencil. The rest of the card actually comes together pretty quickly. But that cloud stencil is a great way to extend the use of your dies and use them in a way that they weren't intended for. So the grass die, you can see the cloud die I cut out of a piece of white cardstock and I put it on the top of the card. I glued it right on the top. The grass die I just cut out of some green paper and I glued to the bottom of the card. So you can see the blotchiness from the stenciling is actually covered up. And then I stuck my cute little 𝐂𝐭𝐡 right inside the grass and popped his head up. And the hooray is actually the hooray shadow die from Cat Scrappiness. And it comes with a shadow behind it, but I just literally used the word for this card and I cut it out of some gold foil. And that's it. The card is all put together. The only thing I did to embellish it and give it a little bit of shine is I used the sparkling clear droplets. And I love these because they look like little droplets of water on your card when the card's all done. And the easiest way to use these is Cat has these embellishment trays, and I'll just show you really quickly how this works because they make cleanup so much easier. You just put your embellishments, whatever they are, in the little embellishment tray. Kat has a little jewel picker that she sells, and you can just pick up your jewels, you can place them on your card, and then put them back in the tray. And then when you're all done, because they've got the triangle shape, they just spill right back into the bag. So it's so easy. So that was just a quick and easy card. I wanted to show you how quickly a slimline card can come together. Like I said before, there's a wide variety of slimline dies that Cat offers, but I'm going to just go over a few of them with you today and show you some card samples, and then you can check out the shop for all the rest. This is the Slimline film strip die, and you can see it cuts out 4 windows in the card, so you can make a shaker card or stick any kind of cute elements inside your card. This is the fancy scalloped edge slimline die, and it puts a beautiful scalloped edge with some stitching detail inside of it. And the nice thing about these slimline cards is that you can make windows. There's so much room on these panels that you can cut out windows inside your panel and make shakers or places to put other elements. And I cut these circles out with Cat's stitch circle dies. So that's a really cute way to stretch your slimline dies a little bit further. This one is called the zigzag border die, the slimline die, and it makes a really nice kind of sawtooth pattern along the edges. You can see here I made a cute little shaker card using that sawtooth, that zigzag slimline die. And then I put another window in this one like I was talking about earlier. The Happy Hanukkah die is also from Cat. Really beautiful. This is called the foliage frame slimline die, and it has some beautiful foliage around that has actually some detail that you can see in each of the leaves. You can see the veins. It's kind of an embossed look when you cut it out, and you can see how beautiful this looks. The leaves, I cut them out in black and put them onto an inked panel background, so you can see how beautiful it looks in the slimline layout. The other thing I wanted to show you is, although these dies are meant for slimline cards, there's nothing saying that they can't be cut smaller for a regular A2 size card. You can see this one is the Cityscape slimline die, and although it's made for your typical slimline size, this particular card only uses part of the Cityscape on it. So you're not only beholden to making slimline size cards, you can also make a regular size card just with the die cut down. So now let me introduce you to a smaller version of the Slimline dies, and these are called the mini Slimline dies. These dies are perfect if you want a little less area to cover, and they make the cutest little cards. These measure approximately, I want to say 6 1/4 by 3 1/2 at a finished size, but again, like I said before, just make sure you have an envelope to put your card in, and then it really doesn't matter too much what size your card is. But like I said, these are mini versions of the Slimlines, and they're adorable. This one is the scalloped stitch edge. It's got a beautiful scallop and then an internal detailed stitched edge. Really nice. I made this card using that die and put one of our cute little 𝐂𝐭𝐡s on it and our layered coffee cup die, and you can see that these make the most adorable little cards, and they come together pretty quickly because they're small in size. And this mini Slimline die is called the double stitched edge die. It's got 2 lines of stitching around the edge, and the nice thing about this die, what I love to do with it, is when I cut it out, you can see that stitching. I like to layer these panels on top of that scallop die that I just showed you. So these layer really nicely, as do all of the Slimline dies, the large and the small. So that's a great way to get more use out of your dies as well. This mini Slimline die is the wonky edge Slimline die, and it cuts a really interesting border into your cards. It's stitched, but it's kind of wavy and wonky, and it gives a lot of detail to your card. So you can see how beautiful it looks with that inked background. And there's those 𝐂𝐭𝐡s again. They're so cute. And the love die is also from Kat's shop. The last die I want to show you today is one of the cover plate mini Slimline dies, and this one is called the mini Slimline diamond wire and wood grain frame. So maybe it's difficult to see in the camera, but there is an embossed wood grain pattern around the edge, and again, it might be difficult to see on camera, but there is a very subtle wood grain pattern embossed in the edge. And these cover dies are great because if you put a little foam on the back of them, they make a really cute shaker card. And Kat carries a ton of embellishments in the shop, sprinkles and sequins and anything you can imagine, any theme you can imagine, and she's got the sprinkles for you. And again, there's that adorable 𝐂𝐭𝐡. So that's the mini Slimline dies in a nutshell. The next Slimline product I want to share with you are these Slimline sized pattern paper packs. They measure 10 3/4 by 4 inches, and there are 24 sheets in each package. There are 4 pieces of each design, and they are double-sided. The first pack is called Easter on Parade. This is the newest addition to the shop, and here's a few cards from the design team made from this pack. Even though this pack is Easter themed, it includes pretty pastels and some fun patterns and can be used for spring cards, Mother's Day cards, or any kind of card where you just need a pastel color palette. This next pack is called Heartfelt Wishes, and as you can see, it coordinates with all of the 𝐒𝐭𝐡 stamp sets in the shop. Here are a pack of enamel dots that are now available, and they are called the 𝐒𝐭𝐡 Love Enamel Dots. The color palette is perfect for this paper pack and matches really well. Here's a card that I made using this paper pack, and as you can see, I made it a shaker card. I cut out some windows in the paper and added some of the clear heart jewels inside. And again, there are those really cute 𝐒𝐭𝐡s that coordinate so well with this paper pack. The next 3 packs are all Christmas themed packs, but they don't have to be used only at Christmas. They can be used all year round. There are some pretty ginghams and some plaid paper in here, or even just a winter card. There's some snowflakes in this pattern down here. Here's a card that I made using this paper pack. I used that fun candy cane pattern at the bottom, and this fun gingerbread man is also available in the shop, and he looks really cool when you embellish him with some sprinkles and a candy cane. The next pack is called Sugar Plum Fairies, and this package has a lot of really pretty teals and purples in it. And like I said, these could be used for winter cards, or here's some chevron patterns that can pretty much be used for almost any themed card. I wanted to show you the cards that I made using this paper pack because if you'll notice, they're not Slimline sized cards. It's important to remember that these papers can be cut down and used for any size card. So you can see the pattern paper in the background of this one and the snowflake pattern in the back of this one. So they're not just for Slimline cards. And the last paper pack is called Cup of Christmas. This one is adorable. It has coffee themed pattern paper, and there's some cute little reindeer and candy canes in this one. And this is the card I made using this paper pack. Again, you can see I didn't make a slimline card, but what I did do is I cut out some of the elements from the paper pack to stick onto the card instead of using the full sheet of paper. So the little Santa coffee mug and the Christmas treats banner, so that makes a really cute card too. And this is the layered coffee cup die and the sweet word sentiment from the shop as well. So like I said, a lot of versatility with these paper packs. They can be used for many different kind of cards. Speaking of making different size cards, I wanted to show you these two cards that I made with this Slimline die. This is the Slimline Rainbow die set, and what it does is it cuts out several strips of curvy paper that you can put together to make a rainbow. It also comes with 2 different size clouds and some little raindrop and star dies as well, so that you can make little bits for a shaker card if you wanted to, or just embellish your card with raindrops and stars. Now for this die, I made the traditional Slimline size card. I also made a mini Slimline card with this one. So as you can see, obviously the rainbow can be cut to whatever size you need it to be. So the last thing I want to show you is a little variety of all of the embellishments in the shop. There are sprinkles and there are confetti, there are food themed sprinkles, there are seasonal sprinkles, there is lots of different variety of confetti sprinkles in heart shapes and circle shapes. There are food themed sprinkles, there are seasonal sprinkles. I can't even begin to tell you all that are available. You need to go check it out to see the variety. Rainbow hearts, these are probably my favorite. There are monkeys. There are so many animals. Here's some dolphin confetti. And these are great because they can be used for shaker cards. They can be used just to embellish your cards. So I can guarantee you that whatever themed card you are making, there is some sprinkles available to match the theme of that card. So I recommend going to the site and checking out all the cards by the design team to see how many different ways these sprinkles and confetti can be used. So I wanted to thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed learning about Slimline cards and Slimline dies if you didn't already know about them. Although they can be intimidating because of the amount of space to fill, I hope I gave you a few ideas of how to make a quick and easy Slimline card. 𝐂𝐻 Scrappiness has a wide variety of products to help you make Slimline cards or any size card. Check out the description box below for links to the products that I used in this video. Have a wonderful day and make sure you get some crafty time in today. It's so important. Bye-bye.
Hi everybody, welcome back.
Hi. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I loved.
Fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
Dare to be artsy.
Right?
Wow, wow, wow. I love that. What is that? Homegrown collection?
Yes.
What's that called? Yeah, homegrown with the groundhog
So
stamp.
cute.
So cute, holding a little glass of wine.
Oh my gosh.
Or sangria for Denise. Yeah.
Wasn't that adorable? And then the little turtle stamp.
You're
dies.
totally awesome.
You're totally awesome. Oh
So
my goodness.
cute.
They were just to die for. And
Yeah.
the paper, we were like oohing and awing on all of the paper.
A little paint
background.
splatter paper, and then you
Yeah.
get paint splatter stamps. Yes.
How versatile was that? Would
Yeah.
that be for every occasion? You could just bring that out. I think
Absolutely.
it's so cute. I loved it. Loved it. Loved
And
it.
the wavy framelits dies, I actually own those. I bought them from her a few months ago at during one of our shows.
Yeah.
They are fantastic. Such good
Ooh.
quality. They've got the scalloped, slimline scalloped, and then they've got the wavy scallop. It's gorgeous.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love Dare to be Artsy. So what is the...
So show special, free mini die for the first 25 customers who spend a minimum of $80
Ooh.
using 𝐿𝐸80. $10 off and free US shipping on $80 or more using code 𝐿𝐸80. $5 off, $35 or more using code EXPO35, and you can see that on our website at thecraftedhomeevents.com to get those different codes.
Ooh, that'll be easy to do. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
So cute. I cannot wait. And the first, what did it say, 25 gets that
25 customers, yeah.
free mini dies, so we better run over there.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dare to Be Artsy. Oh my goodness, what beautiful project.
So cute.
And then we went into miniature luxuries, and I always love to see what she's going to come up with.
Cindy is so talented, and she comes up with some amazing stuff, and she always shows the most beautiful products.
Doesn't she?
I don't think a lot of people carry some of that stuff.
Right.
You know, like the Lavinia stamps, the picture of this stamps that she showed.
Oh my gosh, the pictures.
I've not seen those anywhere except when we were in Germany. I think that's where she got them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she met the people there. And
oh really?
The stamps are so cool. They're just awesome.
Oh my goodness, the beautiful, and like she was saying, if you maybe don't really know how you might use them, you can buy that coloring. Is it like
it's like coloring pages or something.
Yeah,
and it's on different weights of paper for marker, pencils,
right?
Like,
and so that's a good way to kind of
idea.
like get into it, to see if you know, like I was telling Sean that one, I think it was called, I don't know,
the rail houses or something.
Yes,
that's one
I thought I would love to add that with my Harry Potter stamps. It looks like the Harry Potter, you know, like you could theme build a Harry Potter card or whatever.
Yeah. That
would be really fun. But I love, oh my goodness, the picture of the stamps, beautiful. How she added them to make like a beach scene layout.
Yeah, that beach scene layout, the Stamperia paper.
Right.
Was so cute. And a great idea to use it on a layout.
Exactly. And then all the Stamperia paper too. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. That threads. I love fashion. It just gives me that fashion vibe. Sewing. Yeah. Romantic.
The Amazonia.
Oh yeah.
So cool. And I have I want to keep saying it's Passion. It's the ballet one. It's beautiful. God. I got the stencil. I got the 6x8 paper. It's just gorgeous.
Oh, I just love it. It's so feminine, so pretty, so so must have. And then all the SSBE things that she was showing. We were talking about that art board.
Yeah, the art board is fantastic. I bought that from Cheaper Than Therapy at the shows, and it's great kind of thick stuff, so you can use it on like boxes and just projects that need more sturdiness. It's great. Right.
Yeah, that's really nice to give to as little gifts or little, you know, things, so it would have that.
Make little like trinket boxes or something out of paper using the Stamperia paper. It would be beautiful.
Oh, it would.
Yeah.
So Miniature Luxuries, thank you so much for another amazing demo here.
Thank you, Cindy.
Segment, yes.
So show special for Miniature Luxuries, 10% off all regular priced Stamperia, Prima, Lavinia stamps, SSBE, and Picture This stamps. Coupon code SAVE10, valid until April 24th.
Awesome.
So, perfect. Thank you.
And Mary Rena was saying that she loves Lavinia stamps, and she thought the same thing about the Harry Potter look.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you got you had an eye, the same eye. I love that.
Yes. Okay, so then we go to Cat Scrappiness, and I'm so excited because this is the very first time.
Welcome, Cat Scrappiness.
Welcome. Let's show love. Let's show some love in the comments to Cat Scrappiness.
Yeah.
My goodness. Welcome, welcome. Again.
We've been trying to get Cat Scrappiness for a while, and she's busy. She's a busy lady.
Right.
You know? So I'm so blessed that she was able to do it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And wow, her products. Wow, her projects, like fantastic. Her dies, the little gems, you know, the little water droplets.
I know, that really did look like water.
It did. It really did. And then the paper, the Slimline paper.
Oh yeah, and every single collection of the Slimline paper was so beautiful. So beautiful, like Cozy Christmas.
There's a plum one. Did you write that one down? I love that one.
No, I didn't. I thought I did, but it was just so many beautiful Slimline pad papers that would go so perfectly with the Slimline cards.
Yeah, and I love the cloud Slimline die. I know we all probably have 100 of them, but
you need them all.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with them.
Yeah, and then the grass die, you need that for Slimline. I loved
the cover plate. That cover plate with the little, it kind of looked like a chicken wire.
Oh yeah.
With the wood grain around it. Like that was so cool. How many cool things can you do with that? I love that one.
Yeah, that was so cute. It's funny because my friend Joe Thompson is on the design team for Cat Scrappiness, so I'm always like, Joe, like that's so amazing. And so it's like, it's so cool to see it like here.
Sneak peeks.
No, I should ask for them.
Oh, you should.
Joe, give me the sneak peek of this Cat Scrappiness, yes. But I also love that rainbow dye.
That card was gorgeous.
Right? And then all of the sprinkles that they offer. It's just like all of this. All of it. Everybody run to the website, do some major shopping, show them that we love them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Welcome her by shopping.
Yes, exactly.
And show special, save 15% off on all Cat Scrappiness branded products using code KSEXPO. So KSEXPO will get you 15% off all Cat Scrappiness products. Fantastic deal.
Very
and
good.
welcome, Kat. Thank you, Lisa, for the video.
Kat.
You did a great job.
Thank you. We love you. Cindy Crane says Sean has to show the calligraphy mini album sometime.
Oh, yeah, Cindy. I love that album. I haven't finished it yet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been so much busy working. Like, I just barely started it, so it's beautiful, though.
Oh, yeah. So when he's done, Cindy, he's going to show it.
I promise.
He promises. But yeah, we've had some amazing segments today.
Yeah.
We're so thankful. We had so much fun. We missed Dave. We hope he's having so much fun in Ohio.
Absolutely.
He jumped on here a few times today. So Dave,
on YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. So we missed you.
Yeah.
Betty, we saw Betty here. Alice, oh my gosh, if you go on my Instagram at Vickyville_, I posted that while we were saying happy birthday to Alice and all of our beautiful friends, they were recording, so it was just really neat to see that. Yeah, we love you. Have fun today. We wish we were with you.
Right, that'd be so amazing.
But we're too far. But like, oh my goodness, thank you guys for just, being supportive, being here with us. We're loving being with you.
Absolutely.
And we hope you can do some shopping, show our beautiful vendors love today and support, right?
Oh, hi, Mike. Sorry. It's so funny because I'm so used to reading the comments, because I'm behind the scenes usually.
Right.
And then just so you know, a couple housekeeping things.
Yes.
So on Tuesday, April 20th, join us at 4 o'clock Pacific for All About Embellishments. This one's going to be really good. It's got Club Scrap, Creative Creations, Stamp Anything, and the Club Scrap one is all about ribbon.
Oh, really?
So I got to see it the other day, but it's really good. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yes.
And then for our Spotlight workshops, if you're not familiar with those, they're workshops that you can buy directly from the vendors. They'll ship it to you, and then the day of, you can actually watch the workshop with the kit on our platforms. So you've got Scrap that's doing one on Saturday, April 24th. You can see everything on shop@homeevents.com. You'll see like a little banner slider that says the Scrap That event. Just click on it, and it'll take you there. And Crazy Creations is doing one on April 25th. And then we just announced Heartfelt Creations is doing one on May 8th. Which, how cool.
I know. I can't wait. It's going to be... We have so much to do.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I am so excited.
I hope you're ready to stay busy.
Yes, my planner out and get going, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you to Sean, who... Didn't he do a good job with everybody?
I'm always so nervous in front of the camera.
Oh my gosh, you did amazing.
Thank you.
You need to come out here more often. Maybe I'll run the computers like you and Dave.
Oh yeah, the show will crash.
Exactly, no. But thank you so much for taking your time with us today. We really appreciate it. We love you all. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Yep.
Get to crafting, get to celebrating, get to shopping.
The most important part, shop, shop, shop.
Get to eating and doing all that
Leslie's like, it's over already? Yeah, I'm sorry, Leslie.
Aww. We feel the same way. Well, thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Remember that we love you.
We love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye,
Lots
guys.
of love here. Bye. See you next week.